Well, hello there for the first time this evening, everyone. Yeah, we're back with a little bit of the good old Teen Magic Academy, which is about a bunch of teenage weirdos, mostly doing crime, sort of. But that's just my take. What's yours, SJ?
Well, this is Kids on Brooms. Think Harry Potter, but better because it's our own I. It's not that IP. It's our own stuff, own characters, own mechanics, own houses, all that good stuff. A lot of saving the same cult kid.
Yeah.
For some reason, someone really wants this like prophesized cult kid dead or whatever. Weird.
Is it you?
What? No, I'm not any of the bad people.
Right.
Yeah. Last we left off, you guys saved him again.
Mm-hmm.
No one died. So, yeah, well, someone got taken out of existence, but no one died.
Yeah. No one died who wasn't already dead.
Exactly. There we go. And now you guys are getting ready for a very innocent. You guys got a fall ball coming up. Super fun. I'm sure everyone will just forget everything that's happened and be able to enjoy the dance. What about you, Kels?
Probably not permanently traumatized from, I'd say, the large number of near-death experiences she and her friends went through. As far as the game, she is the reluctant oracle trope. Gets visions. They're only helpful in hindsight. Most of them are based on bananas. She's without a broom. This is going to be the second time she's written to her folks asking for broom money. So we'll see how that one goes. I guess it's the loner for her. And I think we're going to have some situations to deal with the fact that they didn't quite tell all of the professors the whole truth about what happened last time. And either they're going to, or all the adults will find out, and they'll get in extra trouble. So we'll see how that goes. How's being in trouble for you, Aspen?
Oh, it's just going great. It's going amazing. We got that suspension thing back again. Oh, how I have missed my good little buddy. Yeah, we're going to try to get Emmy to go to the dance with us, but chances are it's not going to work out, which is fine, I guess. Because life doesn't always work out. And thank you. And it's fun and lovely, and everything will just work out fine eventually, probably, maybe, hopefully. And that problem with the Pegasus, it went over great last time, so that's over. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Also, Aspen is the haughty descendant trope. She does animal stuff. You may question that whether she is an animal at times. It's all good. She's super innocent and does not definitely have negative house points. Fine.
Hello, I'm Twi'lek, and I shall be playing Gustav. Gustav has been to a ball before in his last school. It was in a sports hall, and somebody hung a mirror ball up above the sports area, and there was some cheesy music played from the speakers, and all the boys lined up against one wall and all the girls lined up against the other, and nobody danced. Phineas.
That more or less tracks, except for like the few kids, depending on the grade, they were either the theater kids or the we're gonna be theater kids who were just like, we don't care. Spotlight. I may speak from personal experience on that front. Anyway, yeah, I am Zero Daylight. I am playing Phineas. Phineas is a weird kid. He is no longer the weirdest of this group. He still has the strongest moral compass because he is not negative 50 house points and in a blood feud with the Pegasus. He is not a snitch. I didn't know which way to look because both of the rest of you are snitches. Oh, hold on, Aspen's a snitch too. So y'all are a bunch of snitches. And Gustav is trying to become a junior mafioso. So Phineas just wants people to be happy.
Somehow, Phineas, who says everything to every adult, is somehow not a snitch.
No.
It's because he keeps forgetting.
I tell people things about me and that I am doing and things that have happened that don't implicate us in a way or get us in trouble. When have I told Professor Levi anything that got us in trouble? In fact, me telling Professor Levi things has kept us out of trouble because he knew.
It would have kept us out of trouble this time.
Yeah, if we had actually told Professor Levi, we would have been golden because he would have said, that kid's probably possessed. I was like, yeah, you should take care of that. Anyway, it's fine. Lesson learned. Tell more of everything to Professor Levi.
Yeah, it's also the person you're choosing to tell, right? Like telling Professor Levi versus Professor Haro, very different results.
There's only one of them we can trust not to be a blood cult assassin.
Can you?
Yeah, because he's
Anyways.
going to be the blood cult victim.
Maybe. So, yeah, I don't even know if Phineas is the weirdest one now with
No. Established. Aspen's the weird one.
Yeah. But speaking of your parents, Kells, a lot of you were injured pretty gravely in that fight, and unfortunately the school has to inform, when something like that happens. So you are definitely going to be required to speak to your parents about what happened, and some of them are a little more panicked than others and demanding to go down to the school and among other things. So Hells, how do you think that went for you?
How are we contacting them? Is over like the crystal ball situation again or something?
Crystal
like
ball would be the first choice. Yeah, because then she can see you.
Yeah.
So.
I'd be all like, hi mom, no, I'm fine, you don't have to worry. And she's just probably like, I am going to head right down to school right this second. I'll tell them exactly what's going on. They can't put you in this thing. They can't do this. How dare they let you? I'm like, mom, no. Oh my gosh, don't do that. Because teenagers.
And they're paying for another room.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mom, can you give me another broom? No, they have to do that. I've looked up the case, blah, blah, blah. And in the background, her dad's all like, hi, how you doing?
Yeah.
And Kelsey's like, please let me talk to dad. And she's
How's
like,
studies?
yeah, exactly.
Have any cool visions lately?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, oh, did you get that one I sent you in the letter? I thought it'd be helpful for the stuff. Oh, yeah, it was helpful. And meanwhile, her mom's just looking up. These rules and regulations were broken. They've done the thing. Blah, blah, blah. I'm coming over there. So it's mostly Kels convincing her, please don't come to the school.
And there probably was like a town hall meeting for parents that could make it and a whole thing. So you've seen around the school, they've started installing these orbs around, which in each classroom, so that better communication can happen throughout the school. There's also going to be some changes to policy and such so that not so many teachers are gone at once. And granted, teachers are not cops, right? So most teachers didn't choose this job thinking they were going to have to fight off a blood mage. That was never an expectation. Obviously, you guys have a lot of good teachers that will, but that's not in their contract, right? They're not required. They're supposed to walk down in the classrooms as well and wait for law enforcement. But you guys do have a new faculty member who has just started. It's basically like your resource officer.
So the actual government agent. Got it.
Let's see. Kels, were you actually going to try to talk to Tim?
I think I need a group huddle.
At least
with,
once he's feels better.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I need a group huddle with the gang on this one kind of thing. Because at some point I'll be like, guys, I think we have to tell the teachers what actually happened, like, during the field trip. Like, Tim knows everything.
Who is in this gang?
The
Like,
gang
who's-
is Phineas, Gustav, Aspen.
Okay, so not Calder, Saib.
No.
Oh, I think they were the
and
only other
Brigham
two
would
involved.
also be in this gang
And
because
yeah, right.
I think these are the people who had probably the most material destruction or the most action that was done in the museum that would be in trouble. Well, Aspen's she already
So
got
in
the
trouble.
trouble.
Right.
So it'd be, but she should probably know if we're saying things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm rather inclined to let sleeping dogs lie, don't you think?
Well, if they ask Tim what happened, he's going to tell the teachers that he was possessed for the day and a half before all the stuff. And then they're going to go like, well, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Possession's weird.
I think they know how it works.
I suspect it probably messes with your memory a bit, don't you think?
Just your memory, I guess.
I'm just saying, why? Well, that's true. Why bring? We're just getting past all that. Why not just focus on the future? Focus on the fall ball. That's supposed to be fun, I suppose, and relaxing. Although I don't detect much relaxation about it.
Well, I mean, I guess, but like, they're going to ask around after he tells them everything. So either we have to ask Tim to not tell them, or we gotta tell them what happened.
I think asking Tim not to tell them is the best way to guarantee that he will.
You don't think they're going to ask him
I don't know.
once he's back in class?
I don't know. Frankly, I prefer not to think about that episode at all. Which, as you can imagine, for me is actually quite easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say you'd get in trouble, but you don't remember anything that happened.
We could tell Professor Levi. He's trustworthy.
Well, he's going to tell whomever.
Maybe. I don't know.
What do you think, Gustav?
I think that if we confess, we are definitely going to get into trouble. So there's really nothing to be gained from it.
Maybe we deserve to get in a little trouble.
For trying to help Tim.
Well, wasn't Tim, was it?
But we didn't know that, did we?
You can't do worse than me.
It's true.
That's true.
I think Aspen is like a sin eater. She's taken most or all of the trouble that should logically have been distributed out to us and many of our colleagues and just sucked it all into herself. Thank you, Aspen. That's lovely.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Aspen.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Aspen. Though, if we don't tell them, and Tim does tell them, and they realize the stories don't match up, aren't we going to get in trouble but more?
Maybe. It's kind
I'll
of a real
just eat it
prisoner's
all
dilemma,
again.
don't you think? The only way to win prisoner's dilemma is to rat Tim out for something.
Why would we do that?
Oh, it's not me. I'm not suggesting that's the right thing to do. I'm just expressing the dictates of game theory.
I'm not sure Tim has done anything.
Hasn't he?
Tim has done the least amount of things.
I don't know.
Do you want to spy on Tim? in order to find out things that he's done wrong.
No, he's boring.
You were sending him notes
He-
nonstop,
yes,
like
well,
the
he's-
last 2 weeks.
I was attempting to be friendly, but he's either being all grumpy and emo or he's possessed.
I mean, if you got possessed on the regular, you'd probably also be grumpy and emo.
One, who says I'm not? Two, because I don't know. Two, look, if it hadn't turned out that what's his name guy was like a homicidal, vengeance-filled blood cultist spirit, he was actually much more pleasant than Tim. Oh, he's a little bit impatient, but he wasn't.
He was not more pleasant than Tim. He was some sort of crazy adult
don't
trying
know.
to murder us all.
Well, I mean, in hindsight, I'm just saying the parts of the interaction I remember, it seemed like Tim had started to come around, and now it's very
Well, that's
disappointing.
because the crazy person was trying to get us to do something for him.
Yes, which means guess whose fault everything is? The crazy
The
person
crazy
who's now
person?
double dead.
Okay, well, I mean, we didn't have to go along with him. But we did.
No, we didn't have to go along with him, but our hearts were in the right place.
I
And
don't
we
know
were
if that's
we
going
were
to get us out of
fooled.
trouble.
We were fooled and tricked by a fully adult blood cultist ghost. As were, by the way, all the faculty. So if we're going to get in trouble for being tricked and cajoled by powers beyond our ken, then we're in good company.
But they didn't know we were tricked for that long
Neither
because
did
we told
we.
them I was possessed.
I don't know, man. Well, we didn't know he was possessed until he tried to kill you, right? Or we wrapped
that
you up
is
in a
true.
blanket.
I know, but you can't get double possessed. Like when a ghost possesses someone,
know.
they can't go
I don't
back
know.
in.
It
So it
just
has to be
feels-
2 ghosts? Do ghosts work together?
I don't know. It kind of feels like the guilt you're feeling is maybe a slightly out of scale with we're not telling the entire story to the teachers. Don't be so hard on yourself.
This is Kells thinking about how she's the one who started the rumor about Tim, which means ghosts were coming around.
Yeah.
She's thinking about sharing this information. Let's see.
Sometimes you can tell the truth. And I'm all for it, you know that. But sometimes telling the truth is more about making yourself feel better than it is about actually making things better for other people. And I think
Phineas and
what-
Kells both give me contesting charm rolls.
Oh, God.
You guys both have terrible charm.
Yeah. I mean, I think mine's probably worse. Am I a D4 or D6? I think I'm a D4 on this.
You're a D4 and she's a D6.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Haha, well, that's a 4.
I got 6.
I got 6.
Haha!
So you
Equally
both got
charmed.
7.
No,
Well,
no,
Kells, yours would explode.
no. I rolled. It's with the +1 for being.
Oh, so
Oh,
he
then
got
mine's
a 6
7.
plus 1, so then he got a 7.
Yeah.
Ha.
Hmm.
So it's back
Yeah,
and forth
you're-
and back and forth and back and forth. And then without revealing, that +1 comes from the fact that I know. And you don't know I know, but I know.
Exactly.
Yeah, Kelsey, feel like Sharon? Man, Phineas has made you feel real guilty all of a sudden.
Yeah. Okay. So the reason why I really wanted to help Tim out is because I'm kind of the reason why everyone knows that he can be possessed by ghosts.
Well, how is
I had
that?
to- It's because I had to. Sammy wanted the stuff for 2K's thing, like for the potion stuff. I need to get more time, so I gave him information about Tim to buy more time. And then that led to everybody knowing that there was a ghost, and I didn't understand that ghosts apparently pay attention to rumors that happen around school. Like, what are they doing?
Right.
So anyway, it's kind of definitely my fault that Tim was possessed by a ghost.
Well, thank you first for
But
trusting us to tell us that finally. And I think you just said what you actually feel bad about and what you actually should work to make right.
So I should go apologize to Tim?
I mean,
He's
he'll
feeling better?
probably try to. I mean, maybe before he feels better, because he's less likely to be able to choke you to death if he's still in a weakened state.
I have a class with him like every other day. He's gonna choke me out wherever, I guess.
Yeah. But in a way that's more about making things right than just making yourself feel better.
Okay, like endless favors? I don't know what he wants.
To be left alone in his grumpiness, probably. It might just be something that you have to carry and deal with, because it might be that telling him will only make him feel worse. That might actually be the real consequence, might just be having to live with the fact that you made a poor choice.
Well, I mean, if I tell him, then he'll stop being angry at the rest of you guys. Probably.
Nah. He didn't really like us before anyway. Maybe, I don't know. Gustav. I saw you. You don't have to raise your hands when we're all just talking together.
If Sammy found out about Tim, and then the ghost found out because the rumors were spread all around town, around the school, then the ghost could listen in on rumors anyway. So he would have found out about Tim. The ghost was already in the school somehow. So it couldn't have been Kelsa's fault that Tim got possessed, because the ghost was already here.
The ghost might have been here but didn't know that someone could see ghosts until the rumor went around. Because he has ties to the school. Because Professor Levi knew him.
Yeah, he
went
here.
here.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, number one, if I make it into my, however old that guy was, and then die, I'm not coming back here to spend my afterlife.
Not even in movie club.
Oh, to haunt movie club, maybe.
Would there even be a movie club?
Possibly. I don't know.
Anyway, should we tell the teachers everything or
No.
not? Okay.
In my experience, if an adult says they're not going to be angry, then yeah, they're probably going to be angry. But they're going to be the same amount of angry whether or not you confess or not.
Mm-hmm.
They say that they're going to be more lenient, but really, like, that's a whole lot of life. That's
Well, should we talk to Tim or not?
if you want to talk to Tim, I'll support you.
Yeah.
But I don't think that talking to the adults will get you anything.
I think it's a matter of your conscience, regardless. But I do strongly feel that you are misplacing. It is easier to deal with the prospect of confessing something to our teachers than it is to deal with confessing to Tim. I'm not saying that you need to do that. I'm just saying.
Well, I guess I'll wait till he's feeling better anyway.
Yes. And perhaps he will come around and then we'll all have a great laugh.
For some reason, I don't think that's going to happen.
And then in 20 years, when you two are getting married, and I'm there to give the toast, that can be my
Ew.
toast.
Kels, next time you have a vision, try and check out who you're going to marry, just in case.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Well, I mean, Phineas needs some time to prepare his speech.
Yes, true.
For some reason, I think it might be a banana.
Right. No, one of the other children was showing me this a magical piece of paper that you do this thing and it apparently tells you who you're going to marry. It doesn't seem very reliable.
It tells you how many kids you're having too.
Oh,
I did one of those at my last school, and it told me I picked the color yellow, and now I'm in House Repersal, so they must really work.
I don't know. Children are strange. Aspen, are you allowed out of your room now? I mean, other than just like for brief breaks for bread and water.
Yeah, you can. She's off strict room restriction anyway. The problem is a lot of her time is taken up, her free time with delinquent detail, and then on the weekend she has to volunteer with the museum.
Maybe that's something we could do, Kels, to assuage our guilt, although I don't really feel any. Maybe I should, I don't know. Is we could assist, we could volunteer. In addition to volunteering to help to keep the potion situation nice and tidy, we could volunteer to help out with other things, like the museum.
We could. I kind of assume they might think that we're just trying to go to the museum every week rather than helping, but
We could at least offer. I don't know, sometimes doing good things is good. And then sometimes people yell at you about it and take away your house points. It's very confusing.
My poor house points.
Yeah, what is it at again? Negative 60?
60.
60, wow.
Yeah.
How is your friend, Aspen? Have you seen them around?
Which friend?
You know.
Oh. The other day we had a coming together. We talked it out, yeah, we had a good conversation. Everything is good now.
Is that why there's like a horseshoe print on your face?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I now understand why it is that your impulse to do things that aren't strictly in alignment with the rules or potentially law is problematic. You aren't very good at lying.
I see.
I don't think I am either.
Phineas is really good at not lying, but specifically choosing his words.
Yes.
So, like, last time with Dr. Tetsuya, he's like, go back to your rooms. And you're like, that's a good idea. You didn't say you were going to go back to your rooms, things like that.
Exactly. And it's, for me, it's very particular to do with, like, when people tell me or ask me to do things. I never feel comfortable overtly lying about things.
I think the only time you've lied is promising Professor Levi you wouldn't spy, and then
that was true when I said it.
Lying to, that's still a lie because you didn't uphold it. You can't just say, "Oh well, I thought I was going to do it." Like you make it a lie when you take that action against your word.
Sure.
You don't keep your word. That's
sure.
more accurate.
Sure. But it's fine.
So what Kel's got from this conversation is don't talk to the professors and don't talk to Tim about it either.
I think it was maybe talk to Tim, don't talk to the teachers was the final answer, which isn't much of one.
Yeah. So maybe talk to Tim. And I'll stress again, Tim knows everything and is going to tell the teachers what he did, and it's not going to match up with our story. But also now you all know that I'm holding incredible guilt about the whole situation, and that talking to Tim seems also like a bad idea because it's a little rough to say, hey, so I ruined everything, but also, can you not tell the teachers what happened?
maybe if you do talk to Tim, you could promise Tim that you won't talk to Sammy anymore. Maybe that would help.
I mean, the damage is already done, but I'm intending not to talk to Sammy anymore. I think he's bad news. I don't think it was worth it. It's a good thing none of us are associating with him anymore, because otherwise
glad we put
it'd be a big problem.
I'm glad we put that phase behind us.
Yeah.
As a group.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you guys having this conversation?
Oh, at lunch, right into the public.
No, I'm sure in an alcove.
In an
place
alcove.
Is 90% alcove by volume.
It's just ours and Sammy's man.
We look in the corner and there he is. Oh, sorry.
Just as in Guido.
Cool. All right, so
Don't get that look on your face.
well, I just was determining whether I wanted to do it right now, but if say it's the end of towards the ends of one of the days, you guys are speaking in an alcove after one of your classes. So it's towards the end of the day. Aspen.
Yep.
You see a little frog that seems to be just kind of trapped inside on the windowsill trying to jump out.
This can't be good.
Walk over to the little frog.
Okay. Give me a brains roll real quick. What'd you get on the brains roll?
Would that include the grew up at the sanctuary?
Sure.
It's a 7.
Okay. Yeah. The normal frog that seems to be just stuck trying to jump into the window.
Hey, little buddy. How you doing?
It's still trying to just get out.
Can the window be opened?
It's one of those windows that's like a paned window, so it doesn't actually open up. It's like more of a decoration more than anything.
Also, it's probably someone's familiar. We don't want someone's familiar to get out.
Aspen will attempt to scoop up the little frog.
Right. You pick it up, and on contact, it melts in your hand, and your hand is now covered in warts.
Aspen stares at it for a moment. Just like... And then after a moment of silence, it's like, oh no, I killed it!
No. Go to Dr. Tetsuya.
Gustav, give me a brains roll real quick.
$15.
Ooh, okay. You notice Mojo's head peeked around the corner, and then you see him, and he quickly ducks out and takes off.
I'm in hot pursuit. I'll catch you guys later.
Where's he going? Come on. No, don't touch it. Don't. It'll spread. Let's go to Dr. Tetsuya.
Let's go to the doctor.
Okay.
Cool. Gustav, give me a flight roll.
Flight, did you say?
Yeah,
Yes.
flight. Oh, he actually got. Okay, he got a 15.
Well, I got a 6.
Oh, okay. Mojo is very used to running away from these situations, so he is a lot faster than you think and is able to essentially lose you. Let's see. Yeah, Aspen, you go to Dr. Tetsuya with Phineas and Kells, and he's just like, another one of these. Okay. And he just goes through his little cabinet, finds a little vial, has you hold your hand over a basin, and just kind of pours it on, grabs a rag, kind of wipes it, and then the warts are gone.
Thank you, Doctor.
Of course.
What about the little froggy? Is it gonna be okay?
It's not a real frog. Some new gag they've come up with recently on transfigures is it's a potion that causes warts that they transfigure into a frog, and on contact it's supposed to essentially dissolve so that the person gets covered with warts.
Ah. Clever.
Interesting.
Seems like a waste of potential, because that's a complex transfiguration.
Agreed, but it's the hot new item.
I don't get it.
I don't get half the gags, especially when some are so easily remedied, but I guess minor inconvenience is enough for some people.
Not like being turned into a toad
Right.
for 100 years.
Definitely don't do that.
Oh, no. That was what I was. Well, you know how most children are like, you will go to bed without your supper, little sir or miss, if you don't,
Yes.
finish your homework or whatever. Mine was always, spend a century as a toad.
Have you spent a century as a toad?
I don't think so. But what I know.
Interesting. Okay, well, if anything like that happens again, just swing by.
All right.
I typically have remedies for it, at least now.
Thank you. So, Kels, another potential way of taking your mind off your crushing guilt is you should go hang out with Rith.
I mean, we have our study group thing every now and then.
Well, but by what I mean is you should signal to him that you are open to his overture to invite you as his guest to the fall ball.
Oh, no. We're all going as a group to the fall ball. We don't need to find dates or anything. I mean, I guess Aspen, I know you're trying, but you really need to get out of your house point hole before you do, I think.
I thought we were going to try to get dates, and then if we all failed, then we'd go as a group.
Yes.
I'm just heading straight towards the failed track. Just, to focus on schoolwork and stuff like that. It'll be way easier.
I'm just saying, Rith is very interested.
I mean, if Emmy fails, then I do have a backup plan.
Oh,
It's the group, right?
no.
No,
Oh,
it's Casey.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
And if that falls through?
then it's the group.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna make it a competition.
Elias, Marius, I'm just going through the list of people.
Ophelia.
I'm
Could
gonna
you
make it a
imagine?
competition that he can't refuse. And
Yes.
of course I'll win because I'm
true.
the best.
It's true. Actually, because I think either Rith or Sai would be happy to take you.
but Saya's a girlfriend?
Mm.
Wonder if she's coming.
You guys have
The school
asked
for the-
him,
Yes.
and he said yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. So maybe not. I still think he would like to take you. But that would make things awkward with Izzy. Awkward, or more awkward.
Speaking of Izzy,
Yes.
I did get a chance to apologize to her. I was going to talk to her more later, but Aspen, you got to apologize to her too. Because you didn't really. From that one time when you insulted her in the middle of class?
I thought I apologized already, though.
Did you, though?
I mean, it's sort of in the moment, but it seemed... I mean, your apology was, I'm sorry, I thought we were fighting.
And then went on to explain that your animalistic instincts are what led you to.
And we're part of a pack, and she's not part of the pack anymore, so therefore you have to try to keep her out. It was heartfelt, Aspen. But I think in the heat of the moment, it wasn't received particularly well.
Because I checked this book out from the library, and it's basically like how to apologize for dummies pamphlet. Or maybe from the counselors. I don't know who has those things. Doesn't matter. It's funny either way. But at any rate, I'll be like, I borrowed this, and it helps because it outlines what you're supposed to do in an apology situation. And we need it because our charisma's really low. I mean, because apologizing is hard.
Does your counselor talk to you about things like that?
I mean, they have a lot of resources. Not really the subject at hand currently when we're talking to the counselor.
I don't know. My conversation with my counselor seemed to be much more about her and her dreams of living on a deserted island. Anyway.
Are you sure you're remembering?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She's leaving at the end of term, apparently.
Early retirement.
Yes. Which is shocking because she's only, I think, 26 years old.
Well, that's like ancient. That's retirement age, right?
Yes.
All right. So, Kels, are you gonna take Phineas's advice and go try to find Rip, or are you gonna try to find Tim, or are you gonna try to? What are you guys doing? Gustav, you lost mojo. What are you doing right now?
That's a very good question.
Gustav is trying to find the nearest place where he can be alone near lockers or something else that he can be locked into by police.
Well, Mojo's in my house. So I might look for him in his room. Well, I presume it's a dormitory of some kind.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll go there.
Sure. Yeah, you can knock on his door, and he'll answer. He's there. It's like, oh, hey, Gustav, what's up? I was just doing some studying, trying to make up those house points. Did you mute yourself? Or are you pretending to flip? Okay.
He's mouthing.
That's part of it.
He's so angry.
Yeah, you were just going away, doing some studying. I get it. I went to Sammy, and I got you gear to replace what was used up. Me and you, we were going to pull some pranks together, and you used that bullfrog boil on Aspen.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
I saw you.
That's probably a doppelganger, or maybe someone, took a mimic potion or something and was parading around as me. I get framed a lot.
I'm sure you do. Well, I'm sure you're used to being apologizing for things you've been framed for. Why don't you apologize to Aspen?
I don't, because it's not, it's not me. So why would I apologize? It's not my fault. I'm actually the victim here.
You're the victim.
I would say, especially when it comes to Aspen. Yeah, I would say.
Then have it out. Confront her properly.
Do we have a problem, Gustav?
I went out of my way for you. I got into debt with Sammy for you.
Went out of your way. That wasn't going out of your way to help me. It was to make up for getting me in trouble after I went to help you. Remember? That wasn't you doing me a favor. That was you paying me back.
Sure. But nevertheless, I went to a lot of effort in order to help you.
Pay me back.
We're in this together. We're thick as thieves.
If we were in it
Maybe.
together, I think we both would have gotten in trouble.
It's not my fault.
I
that the teacher
actually
didn't see me.
kind of remember where one of the screaming snakes came from, actually, now that I think back to it.
I threw screaming snakes in the museum, same as you did. I took on as much risk as you did. It was just bad luck that you got caught and I didn't.
I wouldn't say bad luck. I would say your friend sold me out and not you. And you just let it happen. See, if you were my friend, you would have, stuck up with me or not been friends with the person that sold me out.
What do you want me to do? Confess?
No, I just don't like your tone. I don't know why you're angry with me.
I just want you to get along with Aspen. And if that means that you two have to have a conversation and talk it out, then that's what I want you to do.
Look, I'll deal with stuff my way. Besides, if I were the one that pulled some prank on her, it sounded harmless.
Both of you are my friends. If she asks, I'm not going to cover for you. You understand that, right?
So then we're not friends.
Both of you are my friends.
That's not
I'm
how
not
it
going to
works,
cover for
man.
you, and I'm not going to cover for her. If you two can't make it up between yourselves, then what will happen, and it's none of my business.
Yeah, that's just... I would leave it at that.
Good luck, then. And I'm going to leave.
Can Mojo please have a flashback to Aspen just full on roid rage beating the crap out of upperclassmen on like day one of school and maybe reconsider his level of confidence when it comes to messing with her?
I mean, that's why he's not going to actually talk to her. I would.
Right,
Yeah,
he's
'cause
not
she's-
going to directly confront her. He's going to get punched in the face.
He don't want to wear his nose on the back of his head.
Right. But yeah, Aspen definitely sold him out to the
Okay.
teachers and said, "Oh, this is where I got all the stuff in the bracelet.
Okay.
It was from Mojo." So he got in trouble and he got all of his stuff confiscated.
Yeah. Well, he got it all back, and also he's a little criminal creep.
A prankster. Yeah.
Yeah. Same word.
He's very offended for somebody who's
Usually
going to directly hand prank materials to a teacher in Transfiguration.
I can't believe it's like, why did I get in trouble? It's like, because this is what you do. There's a reason they cavity searched you to let you in the museum, and that's all about your choices, kid.
Yeah, but he's already lost a lot of house points. It's not like it's, oh, what's a few more? It's
true.
He's got to balance it.
Definitely people who care about house points go around blowing up toilets. Yeah. It's all good. Just saying. The list just grows. It's fine.
It's also the principle of the thing, right? Is he went to help you guys and then got sold out, and then you guys are like, whatever. Sucks for you. Bad luck.
That
not
makes
bad
sense.
luck. Yeah.
Look. Kels.
Yes.
So I'm keeping a list.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we should share this list. It's all the people that we're not going to risk our lives to save.
Oh, a list. You know what? I'm not keeping any more lists of names on me
Oh.
due to the fact that they keep getting stolen.
Oh, I
You
see.
might also want to not do that, though I guess I'm known for writing everything down.
Well, we could always put a title on the list that said something else. Like, people we want to surprise with a cupcake. And only we will know that it means the people that we're, like, not going to try, that we're not going to fight undead people and risk our lives and wind up with arms stuck through our torsos for an hour and a half to save. Just not that we wouldn't try to save everyone, but we have to prioritize. Because stuff is just getting weirder and weirder and more dangerous and more dangerous. And I don't think that the whole, like, oh, we're going to hire a creepy guy with a magic gun or whoever that new person is to watch us is going to help.
He might.
Well, look, I mean, what if Casey goes missing again? And then we all just go, oh, all right. Oh no, classmate missing. We need to go help. And then we all get eaten by, well, a werewolf. Or whatever he is. I mean, not him, but you know what I'm saying. Because there's a werewolf, and then Casey might just happen to go roaming right around the time
There's
that
a
werewolf will be around.
werewolf? Well, I guess there are werewolves, but they are just in the forest.
Oh, no. Remember
They're not
when we
supposed to
knocked
run.
ourselves out trying that transmutation on the rocks?
Yeah.
It was within a couple of yards of us. We heard it, remember? Or maybe you didn't
Yeah.
hear it. It was very close.
It's fine.
It
We
was
won't
coming to
have to
this.
do it again.
I'm just saying, I don't wish Casey any ill will. I'm just saying we need to be very clear that we're not going to just throw ourselves into full-on whatever the mode is that we get in when we just go in around and do stuff and try to save everyone, like all the time.
Yes, the plot mode.
Well, yes. Well, that's not the plotting. That's more the saving. The plotting, I think, is fine. The plotting is risk-free.
No, I get if you need to keep a list like that, that's fine. I'm sure nothing's going to happen before the fall ball. We're going to get through the rest of the semester fine. Like, what's the odds of something else absolutely wild happening?
Extremely high. Practically a certitude.
Well, surely that's not. It's just like there's been like 2 major incidents at the school so far this year. They have the new communication system hooked up. It should be fine.
Oh, hey, remember when we were trying to come back from the village and someone tried to kill us by wrecking the flying cart we were in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember the time someone tried to kill you by slamming you and your broom into a wall?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember the time that Professor Levi and Miss Mesmer did that weird ritual and saw the fact that he is going to get stabbed in the chest and die?
Yeah. But you said that wasn't going to happen for a while, right?
A while. Right. Yeah. I'm just saying that's a lot more than 2. I'm not even naming the big ones.
Okay. Well, I haven't had any like recent visions showing impending doom, so I think we're probably good.
All right.
Just a lot of bananas.
Bananas are good.
Some of them are a little weird. I don't like the one that has a bone inside of it. Or the shark one. Or the squid one.
The one with the bone inside. Is that what... Oh, maybe that was a future averted.
You mean like maybe Rudy would have turned into a horrible...
Well, no, I'm just saying if we had fully peeled him, he might have died and then wound up being a pile of bones inside a banana peel. So
don't peel them.
No, that was a good learning.
The shark and octopus ones are cute, though.
Is the shark one cute? It looks like it's about to eat people. And there's already that shark fin one.
Is it an octopus or a squid?
It's unclear. It's probably a squid based on shape of a banana.
Well, aren't sharks and squid mortal enemies?
No, whales.
Okay, never mind.
If only Brigham was here, he'd know.
Like dolphins are in there somewhere too.
And did we figure out what the guy with the black hand thing was?
No.
Or maybe it was Tim and that was the possession spreading?
No, that is the eyeball with the hands inside. That's Tim.
Oh.
When he was trapped inside a body
yes.
that he couldn't control and sees everything that it was doing.
Yes. Yes, I see.
And therefore knows everything that happened exactly.
All right. I do feel like someone is trying to send us a message, but it may just be that your potassium level is too high.
Couldn't be too high. You can't eat too much potassium, right?
I think you can. You could become
banana a day is probably fine.
Did you know that the potassium is radioactive?
Many things are radioactive.
But I mean more than normal.
I can't believe they let us have radioactive bananas in school.
I don't know. It's one of those strange things that I know and I don't know how. You know how it is when you know things, like all the things you're supposed to know, you don't know. Like all the things that are on tests and that people are talking about all the time, you have no idea what they're talking about, and then random facts will pop in your head and you have no idea how they got there.
That might be you, Phineas.
Possibly. So Aspen, do we need to put a bodyguard for you so you don't get killed by a angry Pegasus?
No, I should be good on my own.
Do you ever tell them why the Pegasus was mad at you?
Nope.
I don't think so. Okay.
Oh, and has the Pegasus been, you know...
I mean, I assume they talk to the Pegasus. They probably have someone who can talk to the Pegasus.
You certainly haven't seen the Pegasus since.
Yikes.
Requested a transfer out of this school.
Sure.
There's a feather in this glue. What happened with that?
Are we the baddies?
I mean, if by we you mean all of us, no. If by we you mean some or most of us, probably. Brigham is not the baddie.
Cool. So you guys did your museum projects already. You did your transfiguration projects. Kels, you ended up getting partnered with Brigham because Rudy was proving to be too much of a risk, and obviously Tim was not feeling too hot after that whole ordeal, so they just decided to make you guys partners. Yeah, so you don't really have any reasons to do stuff with Tim. I mean, he's still your partner in Transfiguration. He still sits next to you.
Mm-hmm.
But he'll probably be cleared for class tomorrow.
Well, we don't have any tests tomorrow. Do you want to come to the library and help me look for clues about Serpentis?
Yeah, I'll go to the library with you.
All right. Are you coming, Aspen?
Yeah.
Kelsey,
Well, she probably has detention duty or something.
oh, that's right.
Yeah, you probably do have delinquent detail
Oh, all right.
with Mojo.
All right.
Lovely.
Oh, there's Gustav. Hey, Gustav. We're going to the library. Do you want to come?
Oh, sure. Were you guys going to... Somebody said earlier about volunteering at the museum with Aspen.
Only on the weekends.
Yeah. I'll talk to Professor Levi about it tomorrow.
Okay. To the library.
Yes. Searching in vain for clues to the lost house of Serpentis.
Kels is
It'd be
definitely
crazy
doing
if the school
homework.
was trying to keep it a secret and decided to have a book in the library about it.
Well, I'm not expecting there to be a book about it, but there might be clues that they've missed.
I'm going to check in the C section in case old time people just had really bad spelling.
Or maybe it started as Carpentis, and then people forgot how to actually pronounce Latin, and then so they started calling it a Serpentis. Possibly.
Kels is studying to avoid being consumed by guilt.
You hear the piano going.
Oh man, the guilt level is real high.
All right. Okay, so Gustav's there, Phineas is there, Kels is there. Aspen, you go to check in for delinquent detail. Is going to be another forest patrol. So gathering ingredients for the Forbidden Forest.
Cool.
Well, if I had known that, I definitely would have wanted to go.
They prefer to only have the students that are required to go. So, Aspen, you go. You're with Professor Ames, Professor Levi. Head out to the forest. Also on it is Casey and Mojo, and then a couple others. Cool. All right, so not too much happens. You guys just start your walk, start going through the forest. Because unfortunately, there's some ingredients you can only get at certain times of day. So usually they do this in the mornings, but this time they're doing a late afternoon, early evening to get certain ingredients. Give me a brains roll.
Eight.
Okay. You definitely feel something watching you. But when you go to look, you don't see anything. He's got that weird feeling.
I'll glance over to Mojo to see if he's looking over.
I mean, he sees you looking at him and glares at you.
I give a thumbs up and I look away.
Cool. Alright, so you guys are just looking for clues of Serpentis, essentially. Kels is studying. Say Mateo finds you guys in there, takes a seat next to Kels. Hey, what's up?
Not much. What's up?
Figured I'd study. What are you studying?
Well, I was looking into some of the stuff for potions.
Oh, really? What are you looking
Yeah.
into?
Well, there's the current potion we're studying in class, and I just wanted to make sure I had all the ingredients memorized.
Flashcards help.
Yeah, that'd probably be helpful. Luckily, I always carry index cards with me as well.
Of course. Naturally.
Naturally.
Let's say... Alright, you guys study. Nothing too crazy happens, but... as you guys are going to leave... how long are you guys going to study for?
Well, until I finished making the flashcards and using them, or until they get bored of their Serpentis research.
I will probably be distracted from the Serpentis research by the potions research, which is also a thing that I need to do. So I will participate. We can quiz each other.
Yeah, like right when I'm done with the flashcards, suddenly these guys are like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Yeah. Nice flashcards you got. Cool. So you guys will just quiz yourselves on potions, and I assume leave for dinner, probably. Do you guys go by your rooms first, or you just go straight to dinner?
Just go straight there.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Cool. You guys go straight to dinner. Aspen, nothing crazy happens on your delinquent detail. So, you're good. You go in for dinner.
Cool.
Aspen, you're back.
Yep.
Did you punch any animals in order to escape the forest?
Nope.
You were in the forest?
Yep.
Was it wonderful?
Yeah, it smelled like fresh grass, fresh cut grass, and forest smells, and animal poop. That's the best kind of smell.
Did you find my broom? Were there any spiders with my broom there?
No,
Yeah, that's
I
what I
don't
thought.
recall seeing a broom.
They wouldn't take you by a spider nest anyway.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you meant were any spiders hot rodding on your stolen broom? You definitely would have noticed that.
I don't think spiders ride brooms, probably.
I don't know.
Well, if the spiders don't ride brooms, maybe they trade it to something that would.
Mm.
I don't think they're smart enough to do that. Aspen, are spiders smart enough to do that?
Well, some spiders are. Other spiders aren't too bright, but there are some really smart spiders out there. Like, did you know there was one who could write in their web? It was pretty cool. They could like write different words in their little spider web.
I'll exchange a look with Gustav. And then go like, Are you talking about Charlotte's Web?
I think they called it Charlotte. You know of it?
Yeah, that's a story.
I'm sure it's not factual.
I am pretty sure, unless it's based off of some sort of magic myth or something, from the magical world, and nymphs learned about it and wrote about it. I'm pretty sure it's just a kid's story.
Wasn't there a pig in there as well in that story?
Yeah.
Are there any talking pigs, Aspen?
Not that I know of. I mean, technically all pigs talk to me. But normally I don't think they would actually talk to people. Maybe. Do pigs talk to you?
Nobody's approached me about the football at all.
Okay.
I have no idea what any of you are talking about. Yes, we all know. Hit us with it.
What do you mean?
We can see you're conniving.
We're living in fear.
I don't know what you mean. Where's 2K?
Oh God, how dare you?
Oh, we left him back at the museum, obviously.
No, he and Sai are hanging out. They're doing music, which is what they do.
We assumed.
It's music night. Is Sai here?
No problem.
Because I know he doesn't come to breakfast.
You don't see him you don't see him or 2K here. Mateo probably came with you guys since he was already with you. Hey, who are you guys asking to the fall ball? Or if if you're asking anyone, if that's your thing.
That question is very fraught, Mateo.
Oh,
I assumed
okay.
we were all just kind of going as a group, but
which was not the agreement.
oh.
It will happen. It'll almost certainly happen anyway. And you're welcome to join us in the group.
Oh, I have a date.
Oh, all right.
you asked somebody? Who are you going with?
Dre.
Nice. I say, looking at the peer sheet.
So Gustav.
He's the Atlantean guy on his underwater hockey team.
Oh yes. So
Right.
so I think Gustav has his eye on someone. We know Aspen
Oh,
does.
we all know.
Oh yeah. And several people have their eye on Kels, which isn't surprising. She's very intelligent.
Oh. Like who? What?
I don't know.
Not saying you wouldn't. I'm just curious.
Back at summer camp, I think there were a few people who liked Kels there too.
It's not surprising. No, well, maybe it's just me, but I thought I detected a twinkle in Rith's eye around the presence of our fair Kels.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, I did see it, so.
I trust you.
Yeah. But I'm sure Brigham is going to be buried in invitations now that he's a jock.
What about you,
Okay.
Phineas?
Oh, I'll bring Poe.
Well, it's your familiar. It's not a proper date.
Oh, I can't imagine anyone would want to go to the fall ball with me. I'm rather odd.
Someone for everyone. I'm sure someone's into it.
I find that unlikely.
You're a cool guy.
I'm also
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure how I feel about kissing in front of everyone. It seems.
Well, no one said you had to kiss anybody. It's just fall ball.
No, but isn't that the whole point?
It's not the whole point.
It's a dance.
We already watched Magical Grease. I know they kiss in it, but you just
Yes, exactly.
but you don't have to. You just hang around and dance with people. It's like Gustav
So this
described.
is very confusing
Only
to
with
me
dancing.
because I say my impression is that it's some sort of strange ritual where people are paired up and then they have to kiss in front of everyone to prove their mettle or something. And then it's like, no, it's not like that. And then you show me a movie about criminals and misogyny. And there's lots of kissing in that one too.
No. We're making Miss Mesmer and Professor Rames kiss, but nobody else is forced to kiss.
Whoa, wait, what?
I mean, not making.
No. I thought we dropped that.
But
Wait,
when,
On
Professor
account of
Ames
him
and
being
Miss Mesmer?
old.
when we go to transfigure them cactuses, so that they would know each other's feelings.
Yes. Maybe. I don't know. I learned a phrase from Izzy. We ship it.
But why?
Well,
I don't know why.
we think
I mean, to each their own. I'm not going to ship shame or anything, but
we think that they would be good for each other, and that they're both too proud to see it, and so they just need some people who care about them to open their eyes to the possibilities in cactus-related ways. For some reason, I don't remember why.
I mean, if anything, Miss Mesmer likes Professor Levi.
Probably.
Why do you say that?
I mean, you guys don't get that feeling? You haven't seen it or sensed it or anything?
I gotta say, I'm really bad at picking up on any of those kind of vibes.
I guess if they're into older guys, maybe I could see Professor Ames, but
He's very
I
old.
don't know. I guess he's got that weird, brooding, stoic older guy thing.
Yes, evil mastermind vibe.
Like Sadie.
Evil mastermind.
Well, I'm not saying it's true. Just haven't ruled it out yet.
That'd be concerning. He's probably like the best at magic, or at least magic that could probably hurt people in the school.
But you're pretty good at magic. Your potions were really useful when
Potions.
you were fighting against.
That was pretty cool, right? The rocks is smart.
It was smart.
I did ruin Professor Ames' floor though. I thought I would do the like cool guy slide on my knees over to Kels, and I forgot that.
It's all right.
The rock, so
I'm sure Professor Ames isn't that evil.
he could probably fix it. He's probably fixed it.
Probably. They say thinking to the class where they walked over the gouges in the floor because no one got around to it yet.
It's probably better than the hooves marks in the school hallway.
And on
That
your
we
face.
have no idea how they got there, you know?
No, you told everyone. Loudly.
Yeah,
multiple
in
times.
the hospital, you were bragging about it quite a bit.
Yeah. I led an army of like 1,000.
We know.
Yeah.
I was also there.
That's the other thing. There's this trick of storytelling, and I'm not very good at storytelling myself. People tend to get a strange frozen look whenever I tell a story. But anyway, telling the same story to the same people and over is just it's keeping the joy and the opportunity from all the others. So I suggest you go and tell that story about the army you led to more people who haven't heard it 10 times before.
Okay.
Or just kind of like save it for another time or something like that. Like in your back pocket in case you're trying to impress somebody. But maybe keep the number to the number of like horses and things that are actually at the school. Because there isn't 1,000 of them.
Good advice.
That's a good point.
So anyway, Professor Ames is like, we know that he's like 40 years older than Ms. Mesmer, right? Like, we talked about this.
I don't know.
We definitely did.
Well,
We
someone
definitely
told
found
us
that
that.
out.
I don't think I understood it.
He is super old. Like,
he really?
ancient. Yeah. You could look it up in the yearbooks. If you look to see, like, if you went to the school even, which I don't think everyone did. But if you did, he'd be in a really old one.
Like a Serpentis,
Yes.
Yeah, so I guess if you're looking more into the Serpentis stuff, you can just look for the yearbook that Professor Ames would have been in.
Yes.
Because maybe he was alive when that was happening. It was like 50, 60 years ago. Who
Wow.
knows?
Is he that old? I can't really
Yeah.
tell.
Well, I mean, like, wizards don't age quite the same. We have a lot of stuff. You can use magic and stuff to,
Well,
Phineas,
yes.
did your gran ever mention him when she went to school here?
Well, she sort of had pet names for all of the students.
Good pet names.
Sure.
Were they named after food or something?
No, I don't really know. She didn't speak about it a lot. She would occasionally regale us with a tale, briefly, mostly to irk her sisters. She was the only one who was allowed to go to school, you see. And then she really only talked to me about it recently before the most recent troubles, when it was clear that I was going to be going here. And she told me that I should do my best to get into Serpentis because it was the best house.
Are you sure she wasn't, like, pulling your leg or something?
I don't think Granny is capable of lying.
Are you sure that a hag couldn't just lie?
I'm pretty sure they're not allowed to.
When
I think their hair
Granny-
falls out and therefore they lose all their magical power. Or something.
when Granny tells the truth, does she always avoid punishment somehow?
Well, until recently I would have said yes. But now she's theoretically in prison.
Yeah, it'd be really convenient if you could tell the truth and not get into trouble, and then also share that how to do that.
Mm.
No reason, Mateo.
Yeah. We were talking about how strange it is that sometimes you tell people what's going on and they're glad to hear it, and sometimes you tell people what's going on and then they get angry at you. And it's hard to predict.
It's probably a question of timing about when it happened.
Or who.
Mm-hmm.
Timing when you get in trouble, or timing when you tell people that you've gotten into trouble?
The latter, I think.
Oh, that makes sense. I think telling people the truth before they know something's up is a bit more like a voluntary confession versus telling them the truth when they already know something's up, which case is more like a forced confession.
Right, but if somebody is surprised, aren't they just like reflexively angry?
If they're bad people.
Maybe if you preface it with like a, don't be angry.
That's a good idea.
Really set the expectation level of where they should be.
Yes.
Not angry.
Yes. Tell them how to feel about what they're about to hear.
Yeah. I think that
see.
makes sense.
I see.
Tell them how they should feel, and then when they
Yes.
feel differently, you can say,
Invalid-
I said you shouldn't feel like
Invalidate
that.
their feelings. Yes.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
I'm feeling a lot more confident about you talking to Tim about this now, girls.
Yeah. This is good advice we just talked ourselves into. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Oh no,
That's fine.
It's amazing.
I missed all of the good
It's
advice. Oh dear.
It's
Don't
fine.
worry about it. It's fine.
We're just
Probably
better if I
don't.
hypothesizing terrible choices.
Yeah. I think we've already made a terrible choice, but we could make it worse. Anyway, what were you talking about, Mateo?
Oh, I was just talking about people in the dance and not having to kiss people and
Yeah. Don't have
Well,
to
if I
kill
don't
like
have
that.
to, if I don't have to kiss someone, I'd be perfectly happy to go with someone. I just don't know who it would be.
nobody catches your eye.
like the guy you spent like 2 weeks writing notes to.
Who'd you spend 2 weeks writing notes to, Phineas?
Oh no, he hates us.
Oh.
Don't worry about him, Mateo.
No, I was trying to be friends with someone. I thought that they needed it. I thought that they were lonely and needed someone to be their friend, and I was offering that we would be their friend, and then they were like, rude. No,
Yeah.
not particularly. I mean, granted, when you say catch someone's eye, I have a very different mental image than probably you do.
Yeah, I mean more like in the euphemism sense of like, yeah, someone that you double back that you're interested in, you know?
Mateo, would you teach me how to do that slide? I don't know any dance moves, and you looked very slick. I mean, the gouges of rock flied up, and that wasn't so slick. But I think if you did it in the dance floor, then it would look quite good. Without the
It would. You would have to worry about getting your pants all dirty. I don't know how clean the dance floor is going to be. So you might like run, slide, and then get up and your shins are all dusty or something, or sticky.
Right.
Should we have a group dance move?
Like something choreographed?
Yes. When Granny and her
Flash
sisters would dance, they would dance in unison.
Like
And
something from
chant
Greece.
and things, but
I don't think, well, as long as it's nothing that you've seen them do. I don't want to do any accidental rituals or anything.
oh, that's probably actually a good idea, because I really was about to teach us all a very particular dance. Good catch.
It's the fear and paranoia.
Ah, well, completely justified in this case. Yes, we should practice a dance where we all do either the same or similar complementary things. It'll be entertaining. It will give us something to focus on other than the next impending disaster.
Oh,
Yeah,
we already
something in
have
mind
schoolwork to
For the
focus
disaster?
on.
for the dance, like the move.
We can make something up. We should each contribute a move that is reflective of our personality and experience. And then we will string them together in an aesthetic and amusing sequence, and then we'll practice it until we achieve precision.
Hey, we're almost done. Is 2K here?
Oh, he's probably practicing music with Sai.
If we're going to have a Super Sentai moveset, then 2K's got to be involved.
Yes, and Sai. He can teach his girlfriend.
I
Let's go.
think he probably already knows cool dance moves.
Potentially. Let's go find them.
Okay.
We are now going to go find Calder and Sai, assuming they are together.
Okay, so you're just going by the music room?
Yeah.
Cool. You find Joel in there.
Hi, Joel. Have you seen 2K and Sai?
No, they've been flaking mostly.
I'm sorry to hear that. Are you good at solos?
Yeah, relatively, I guess. I mean, I'd rather, jam together, but I get it. Near-death experiences or whatever.
I mean, if the next time we have a near-death experience, if you like, you could come with us.
I'll probably be busy, but, maybe. We'll see when the time comes. Appreciate the invite, though.
Anytime. You just name your time and we'll do something.
Maybe it has to do with flying. I'm pretty good at that, but
Oh, I like flying.
my dad made me do it all the time, so.
Did he chase you?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Not in like a way that he was gonna like hurt me or something, if that's no offense, I just didn't feel like your experiences are a little more extreme than
Oh
most.
no, it's always fun.
So I just wanted to make it clear that
No.
Have you ever had your
impending doom. What's that?
Have you ever had your broomcast?
I mean, he would hex it just so that it was harder to ride.
Interesting. Kels, we should go back to our houses and see if Sai and or Cal are in their rooms. And then we will meet, and you guys should continue looking out and about, and we'll meet by the fountain in 15 minutes. So we don't do what we often do, which is just kind of run around campus missing each other.
By the fountain in 15 minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
Aspen, let's go check the stables. Just in case.
Is it okay if I go to my house real quick?
I mean, I don't think 2K is going to be in there. He's not allowed in your house, I don't think. But okay, do what you want to do.
Okay.
I mean, Aspen could check the boys' bathrooms.
Yeah, Aspen's definitely just gonna send more notes.
So, Kels and I...
Yeah, those went really well the last time. Yeah. Why don't you give me another charm roll?
The threatening notes under the door.
Yeah. And what are the notes you're sending?
You're muted, Aspen.
Oh, yes.
So I need to do multiple charm rolls for multiple notes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Last
okay.
time how we did it is you did multiple and you got to choose which roll goes to which.
Okay. So without the negatives, there's 11, 6, and 8.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And on the notes, it's just like, hey, I hope you're doing well. There's this fall dance coming up. I hope you find a good partner.
Who are they going to?
One goes to Emmy, one goes to Tobias, and one goes to Marius.
Okay.
It's probably the highest one would go to Emmy, the middle one would go to Tobias, and the lowest one would go to Marius.
The one. At least it wasn't negative this time. Yeah, it was
This is like
last time.
it's probably still a threat, but maybe it isn't.
Who knows?
Just really rushed handwriting too, with like.
Is that a skull and crossbones?
Probably, yeah. Hands a little still messy from dinner. Probably had some like something with red sauce, and it's like,
Right. It looks like it accidentally looks like a grim reaper, and the scythe is dripping blood. Hope you've had a nice date. Yeah.
would be a shame if anything happened to them.
Right. Wow.
Exactly.
Aspen
Cool,
is unintentionally running an intimidation racket.
And Gustav, where were you going?
I am going to stare blankly at Joel for about a minute, and then I'm going to go check out the stables.
Okay, cool. Aspen. No, we'll save that for later. All right. Phineas.
Yes.
What do you? All right, so you're going back to your house.
Knock, knock, knock on Sai's door.
All right. You hear from the other side of the door. What?
Sai,
Yeah.
can I come in?
Sure. He hesitates to say yes, but then yeah, he unlocks the door from his bed.
Is he behaving oddly? Remember, we ended with like some commiseration and
Yeah,
talking through trauma together.
for sure. Yeah.
Or is he just being normal?
A little both. He's always been a little bit, goth, broody, moody.
Yeah.
type.
He's always been nice to me.
Yeah.
But he's not being mean to me, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, cool.
No, he just hesitated
Yeah,
before saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, debated. But when you open the door to come in, and he's like, "Close the door behind you."
All right.
You do see glass shards all over the floor. So from that night a long time ago, when you heard him break the glass, he never cleaned it up.
Do you want?
Sorry, excuse the mess. I haven't gotten around to it.
I'll be right back. Because Phineas is insanely tidy. So
His room is a mess.
yeah, it probably gives Phineas hives. So Phineas will come back with a like lovingly cleaned brush and dustpan and clean up the glass.
Oh, you don't have to do that, man. It's fine.
You might step on it, and then it might get infected, and your foot might fall off.
I just wear shoes.
You really shouldn't wear shoes in your room. You're tracking dirt and filth inside.
Well, yeah, but if only my shoes touch the floor, it's fine.
There's a sandwich over there on the carpet.
That drip probably dragged that
All
from
right.
somewhere.
Into the dustbin. Right. I was looking for you and also Caldor.
Oh. Yeah, I haven't seen him really.
Well, Joel was under the impression that you guys were probably together. That you were flaking? I'm not
Oh,
sure what that means.
he just means we haven't been showing up.
Oh, what have you been doing instead?
Studying good stuff. Just, hanging out.
Cool. With Calder?
No, not really. Just by myself.
I give him the what did we talk about look.
Yeah. So, have you ever been in a relationship before? No, probably not. I don't know why I asked.
I mean, I have a very complex relationship with Poe.
Not the kind of relationship I was talking
Okay.
about.
No.
So we have like the fall ball coming up.
Yes.
And, almost dying puts things into perspective a bit. And I was just, I don't know. I like my girlfriend. She's great.
That's
Fine.
good.
But I don't know. It's just maybe this is why they say long distance doesn't really work, but I don't know. I was thinking, and you gotta promise not to tell anyone or talk to anyone about this.
All right.
Okay. I was thinking about breaking up with her, but I don't want to do it, over the phone or something. So then I was just gonna do it. I don't want to do it right before the fall ball either, or wait until. But then do I wait till after the fall ball, like have one last,
That sounds like a
hurrah,
terrible
whatever,
idea.
and then break up with her in person at
That
the
seems like a
end?
terrible idea, don't you think?
I don't know. It's weird because I love being around her. Like when I'm with her, I love it. I can't stand the thought of being away from her. But now that I've been away from her this long, maybe I'm just an out of sight, out of mind kind of person. But
It seems like you're just in two different places in more way than one. Just in two different places in your lives. And that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with her or wrong with you. And maybe what it means is that you have the distance, you have a lot of things on your mind, a lot of things about yourself that you need to figure out. And it's not fair to her to continue pretending things are the same as they were. And it doesn't mean that you can't be friends. It doesn't mean that you might not, as you learn more about yourselves, discover that you are in fact meant for each other. I certainly wouldn't invite her here and then pretend everything's fine in front of everyone and then immediately tell her, oh, all that was a lie. Goodbye now. We'll never see each other again, because then she'll feel like you set her up to look foolish.
what if, we go to the fall ball and, I have second thoughts and then I'm like, oh, maybe not.
Well, that's a very likely thing. Do you want to break up with her or not? Because if you don't want to, or you're not sure you want to, then that seems completely reasonable. But if you're sure you do, you shouldn't string her along.
Yeah. I don't know.
I can't imagine she particularly is going to feel super comfortable here, which means...
Well, I also have to think of, unfortunately, the media and stuff, because if she's angry about it, she could be like, oh, he broke up with me over crystal ball, and then it's a whole thing.
Oh, do you have a sponsor?
Oh, what?
A faculty sponsor?
Oh, no.
Well, we might talk to Professor Levi, because I don't think anything involving like everyone else is a appropriate setting. So it might be possible to arrange a visit of some sort that's more private. It seems like a complicated, I really don't know what I'm talking about, but it just seems like a complicated situation that you probably don't want the added stress of asking her to dress up and put on airs
Oh,
and
she loves doing it.
oh,
so.
all right. In front of a bunch of teenagers in some creepy old school.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know her better than I do. I'm just saying. If you don't want her to feel deceived, don't deceive her.
Mhm.
And if your motivation is to be respectful, then I trust you'll make the right decision.
Helpful and not helpful. Like everything you said makes sense, but I still don't know what I want to do.
Me either.
Tough. Guess I'll just sleep on it.
Good idea.
Lays back at his bed.
Yeah. But also, you should probably not flake on Joel. It probably makes him feel unappreciated.
Yeah. I'll maybe go tomorrow.
All right. Any idea where Caldra might be? I mean, Kels is checking in her house, but if he's not there, do you have any idea?
Not really. If he's not in the music room.
Yeah, we check there first. All right. Well, thanks.
Unless he's with Professor Levi or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's good. Yes. I don't know why I didn't think about that. All right. Yes, I'll check there next. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Kels. So you're checking Calder's room?
Yeah.
Okay. So you knock on the door and, Calder opens it a little bit, looks up, sees you.
Hey. We were looking for you because we were checking to see if you're in the music room, and you weren't.
Oh.
Have you been going to practice? Joel said that y'all were flaking or something. Which means
Blake?
It means you're like skipping out on it. Not you weren't going.
Oh.
Do you still want to go?
Um,
Well, I mean, it's probably good to get out and do that.
he kind of opens his door a little bit more so that you can come inside if you want.
Yeah. I will. Inside.
And you just see him kind of like, do you think Sai's angry with me?
Think. I wouldn't think so, but I haven't gotten much chance to talk with him. But he shouldn't be.
It's my fault. He almost.
Mm,
I mean,
not your fault. And he's fine. Phineas went to go see where he was, so maybe he'll have some insights or something. But listen, it's probably fine. You're all just playing music and stuff like that. I'm sure it's okay. I mean, Joel noticed the absence of both of you and commented on that, so. You doing okay? You've been talking with Professor Levi? Cool, good. Oh, I made some flashcards for potions. Hand them over.
thank you.
We already did some studying with it this afternoon. But if you want to use them, or we can practice some in a bit, I gotta go meet Phineas over down by the fountain. You want to come, or you just chilling in the room?
I'm okay.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Breakfast.
Okay.
I'll leave the room.
Yeah. Phineas, are you going to Professor Levi's classroom first?
Well, first I go back and knock on the door again.
Oh, on Sai's room?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, yeah.
I almost forgot.
Oh, what's up, Phineas?
We're going to put together a group dance, a choreographed group dance, and each one of us is going to contribute a move that is representative of our experience and personalities. So think about what your move is going to be. And make it some sort of neutral move, just in case, since we're kind of on the bubble about what the situation is going to be. Either way, we would like you to participate.
Gustav should definitely moonwalk.
Oh, yes. Yes. It's a good idea.
Let's have him practice first.
Yeah, a little bit. Yes. Excellent. So good. So put that on your list of things to think about. All right, bye. And then I'll, depending upon time, if I have time to swing by Professor Levi just to double check in case Kels hasn't found Calder, I'll do that. If not, if it's close, if it's within 5 minutes, I'll just head back down to the fountain.
You probably have time.
All right. Can I swing by?
All right. The door's closed.
Makes it so hard to do my thing. Knock, knock, knock.
You hear some talking and then some talking stop, and Professor Levi goes to the door. Oh, hey, Phineas, you okay?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Hmm.
I was checking to see. Sorry to disturb you. And do I see who I was talking to?
If you kind of peek behind him, you'll see Tim.
All right. I will have a pleasant blank face, zero reaction. Oh, I was just Kels and I were looking for Calder. She's checking his room, which is probably where he is, but I just wanted to check here first. In case he was here.
Okay. Well, let me know if you can't find him, obviously.
Oh, of course. Right. Excellent. I'm sure everything's fine.
Right.
Unlike all the other times.
Yeah, always kind of worry me every time this is a scenario, but
It's probably fine. I tell you what, I'll let you know if we don't find him and if we do find him.
sounds good.
All right. Thank you. Now
Yep.
to the fountain.
Cool. All right. So you guys
Walking
meet.
away. What's Tim talking to Professor Levi? Did Professor Levi seem odd in any way? Did he seem possessed?
Give me a charm roll.
Oh, God. Being charming as a way of figuring out if someone...
Because you're trying to pick up somebody, like social cues,
Oh, I know,
essentially.
right? I know. And it's the only other alternative would be brains, and I'm not much better at that. Yeah, that's a 3 because of the +1.
Okay. Yeah, seems fine.
Okay, all right.
Gustav, you're going to the stables?
I am. Do I see 2K?
No, you do not see 2K. It'd be crazy if I said you did.
In that case, I am going to pull out my bag, a hand of bananas, and wander down the stalls, giving each equestrian or whatever else it is a banana.
And horses have bananas? Probably, right?
Yeah. They can have apples and grapes and stuff. They can probably eat bananas.
If Drip can have a banana, a horse can have a banana.
Well, Drip is not allowed to eat certain things, but just because it was shown in a vision he was eating them doesn't mean he was supposed to be eating them. But yeah, he could eat a
Horses can
banana.
eat bananas.
They can
Okay,
also
cool.
eat candy bars and Dr. Pepper. It's a
I
fact.
know they eat sugar cubes. Yeah.
'Cause I had
I do not, in fact, have candy bars or Dr. Pepper on me because the exchange rate was merciless.
yes.
But I do have bananas.
I mean, you can get bananas from the mess hall, yeah. So cool. You give them each a banana.
I sort of lean into one and whisper, Aspen wishes she were here, but she'll visit you soon. And then because I don't speak horse and it doesn't speak human, I presume, we sort of give each other a blank look and then I'll go back to the fountain for the meetup.
Okay. Aspen. All right.
Yep.
Give me a brain roll.
Here we go.
It's a 6.
Cool. As you're walking out of your common room, you're starting to walk away. All of a sudden, your pants go down. Give me a flight roll. Flight or grit. Difficulty 6.
I'm choosing flight.
It's probably better because you at least have a stat.
It's a 2.
Okay. All right. So your pants go down just as you're taking a step, and you fall down, and the people that are in the hallway all look, laughing. Let me see. Okay. JJ quickly comes over because he sees it happen and helps get you up really quick. I assume Aspen has like creature underwear, so it's like, like little horse heads or something.
Yeah.
So it's
Thank you, JJ.
yeah. He's trying to like block. He's a small kid, but he's trying. As you pull your pants up.
Oh, geez. These things always fall off. It's pants these days aren't as reliable as the good old days when, like, mom would make clothes for us, or I would get.
He is like kind of pushing you forward to get you out of the situation and around the people where you're like everybody's looking at you and listening to you ramble. He's trying to like move you along. He's like, yeah. I mean, maybe invest in a belt or something, but don't make them like they used to, I guess.
Yeah. And also, like, hand-me-downs, being the youngest of the family.
Oh, yeah.
Well worn. Yup.
Cool. Are you okay?
Yeah. No harm done. I'm thick-skulled, so, nothing can hurt me. It's cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Be around.
See you around. Thank you again.
Yeah, anytime, Aspen. And he'll start walking to the common room, which is where he was heading before.
And Aspen will head to the fountain.
Okay. Cool, so you all meet up at the fountain with all your new knowledge, knowing where Sign and Calder are.
Yes.
Yeah. So 2K is just in his room. He's kind of worried that Sai hates him now for, the whole situation.
Oh, I don't think that's true at all. I just spoke to Sai.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't specifically ask that question because I didn't realize that was something that Calder thought, but I'm quite certain that's not the case.
Yeah, I didn't think it'd be the case either.
And I did remember to ask Sai to think of a dance to contribute to our routine. And Gustav,
Oh my gosh.
he did you the great favor of reminding us all that you are a master of the moonwalk.
I am pretty great at the moonwalk.
Yeah, so that is going to be, clearly must be your, it's like a lovely callback. That will be your contribution.
Do we have to do a dance?
Of course.
Can't we all just stand against the wall, actually?
It's called a dance.
I know, but I
dancing
really
is
like the
required.
part where you stand against the wall and don't dance.
I understand your concern, but if we are all dancing together and doing the same thing, it's more like a test of skill and a group
It's more
activity.
Just imagine
Line
Phineas
dance.
do the Wednesday dance.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
But like, that's just like a line dance, but only we know the moves for it.
Yes.
I don't think anyone else is really going to care.
It's like exercising group cohesion.
Oh,
It's for us. It's not for other people. Look, if I learned anything from Granny and her sisters, the only reasons you dance is for yourself and to call down the old powers. You know, and we don't care about that one, so we're gonna do the first one.
okay. Well, that's good.
It's basic. Granny's motto is dance like no one's watching except Cthulhu.
After my parents split up, my dad got into dancing. I think he wanted to take his mind off things, and he's the person who taught me how to moonwalk. He's really good at it. So I think dancing's good.
Yes. Well, we'll have to highlight the moonwalk then because it's your legacy. It's a multi-generational expression of joy.
I'm not sure he was that happy. Mum divorced him, not the other way around.
Oh,
He was sort of dancing to express helplessness.
oh. And then he taught you the dance. I'm sure that's healthy.
I think he wanted to take his mind off things.
Ah, I see. Aspen, I assume your dance will be animal related. Oh, we can prance and flap our wings like a Pegasus, like your best friend.
Well, I was thinking of doing so I have this dance from the sanctuary. It's called the Wiggly Twiggly, and like it's super cool, and like all the creatures like it. And player talk, it's literally just the worm.
Oh. So we're break dancing now. All right. It's fine.
It would go great with the moonwalk.
It's true. Well,
His head
moonwalk
spinning,
of
his
sadness.
backflipping.
I suppose if you don't know how many hands the dancer has, the Wiggly Twiggly, it would be quite a good move to teach them.
Yes, it doesn't discriminate against the number of appendages.
Kels, what are you going to dance?
I don't know. I haven't given it much thought. No. What are we doing? No.
Nice little finger wag.
Right.
Maybe a tapping of the foot.
Yeah.
No, you have to
Head
extend
bob
it
if you're feeling crazy.
and do that. Yes. And then bob your hip. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It should probably be banana related, don't you think? You can do the peel the banana.
Do a split.
We could do the splits.
Could do this.
We could peel the banana, then do the splits. And then do the thing and the other thing. That's fine. I'm sure this will be wonderful. So, good news. Silent, fine. Calder, fine. We really ought to keep a closer eye on him.
Yeah, I just kind of assumed that he was still doing the music thing with Sai the whole time. So,
why would you think that I would be angry at him?
well, I mean, it's because the guy was trying to kill him.
What if 2K asked Sai to the dance and Sai said no because Sai has a girlfriend?
That is probably what would happen, but I don't know why it would happen.
Yeah. Was that a
I think she's
suggestion
saying it
or?
might have happened.
Oh. No, I don't think that. I don't think so. And Sai wouldn't hate him for that. He would simply say, "Oh, I have a girlfriend," and everything would be fine. No, I think. Well, that would be reason for Sai to be angry at the now double dead ghost, not at Calder.
Well, he's kind of under the assumption that the double dead ghost wouldn't have shown up if he wasn't at the school.
Well,
But I mean, you can't really control where you go. And whether someone's there who can get possessed by a ghost. Anyway, it's not his fault.
But the ghost was here in order to hear the rumor about Tim.
Yeah, Gustav, I know. That's the reason why the ghost was here. Or was here and heard the rumor.
So if Calder had gone to a different school, the ghost would still be here.
I mean, I don't think he was like, this is a lot of if 85 different things were different.
Right. No.
Because I assume that he's under Professor Levi's custody because of like the raid.
And him not
Professor
having.
Levi went here to teach after that. Right?
That's true. Because Professor Levi is new as well. I'm honestly not quite. I haven't really pried.
Yeah. I haven't really gotten into a lot of
Except-
like,
I did go to see Professor Levi just in case you were unsuccessful at locating Calder.
okay.
And I had some time before our appointed date at the fountain. And who should I find in Professor Levi's room? I'll give you 3 guesses.
Was it Tim?
Tobias.
Yes. Got it in 1.
Aspen. Tobias. Tim.
Pegasus, I mean,
Oh, so he's probably telling him about all the stuff that we didn't tell the professors.
oh, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, because Professor Levi would have said, I need to talk to you.
Well, what if he wasn't done explaining?
No, I think you're misplacing again.
All right, well, when we are all called in to Professor Levi's or the headmaster's office and have to explain ourselves, I'm going to say that you guys told me not to tell them. Maybe just you, Phineas.
I'm still not entirely clear what we're not telling people.
I know you don't remember anything.
But I'm more saying that why make people upset for no reason. Anyway, that's fine. Oh, no, I think we're good. So we just have to make sure that Calder will contribute a dance move. Oh. I think maybe Kels, you can work with Calder to select a dance move that maybe isn't based on his prior experience.
Yeah,
Maybe
That's
more
probably for the
based on his
best.
favorite current activity like music. It can be a musical
Yeah.
instrument performance related
Like
dance
a-
move.
like an air guitar or something.
Yes, that seems a lot more suitable. Well, we have a lovely plan, so we know exactly what we're doing.
Oh, are you guys doing it right now?
Sure, let's practice.
Practicing our dances right now. Okay.
Why not?
Out by the fountain.
Well, we have to decide the sequence in which they go.
Brigham's busy with practice. I also
course.
think dance moves would be a little more difficult anyway.
Yeah. Brigham, do the splits. Oh no.
Oh
no.
In the fountain.
Brigham's dance move is hop, hop, fall down. And I think we should reserve Calder's move for the big finish.
An air guitar for the big finish?
I don't know.
The moonwalk should be the finish. Or the one where you end up on the ground. Like, if you're doing the splits, you end it there so that way you can carefully extract yourself.
Ah, yes. All right. So you will come in last.
Maybe Aspen could do the twiggly wiggly through your legs and then you do the splits.
But then it's not all of us doing the same dance. Well, that's an open question. It doesn't have to be.
I'm not sure I could learn to do the splits, so I think we have to do our own moves.
I mean, it's not that hard to do, right? You just Kels attempts to do the splits.
We're children. We still have
Yeah.
loose ligaments and stuff.
We're kids.
Your ligaments were just put together.
It's true. So yes, we are actively practicing and talking about sequence and repetition. And at some point, there's a certain part of it that does very much look like Beyonce.
Just the like single ladies dance.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
All right, cool. And you guys just go back to your rooms, or
Yeah,
We dance into the night.
yes.
I
We're-
mean, until it's
I mean, it's
bedtime.
getting late. Yeah, it's getting late, so
We're being good children because we don't trust you.
no, nothing going on in the background. What?
I know, right?
Kels, as you're heading back, you see Tim heading from the direction of the classrooms, and as you guys head into Cephalon.
Well, last he said to me was that he didn't want to talk to me at all, so I'm going to respect that.
Up to you. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
So you guys
Yeah.
just head to your respective rooms then. Cool. All right. Aspen.
Yep.
When you get back to your room, all right, you get back to your room, and everything is on the ceiling.
Oh, come on, really? Aspen's gonna sigh, take a deep breath, and then walk up to the common room and be like, alright, who did it?
Just people looking at each other like, Nobody really gives you an answer. They just kind of look at each other and start whispering to each other, and
Really? Nobody knows who put my stuff on the ceiling? Nobody?
a few people start giggling and laughing.
Y'all are lucky I'm on the suspension thing. So lucky. She'll go back to her room and
You'll hear Jet speak up, and he'll say, "I wouldn't say lucky. You lost us 50 house points."
Haha, joke's on you. It was 60.
Well, she recently lost 50 house
Oh, that's
points.
right.
Yeah.
Well, haha, joke's
has
on
a
you.
total
It was a
of
total of
negative
100.
Technically, it could have been more, but I was truthful. And I was being good for a certain amount of time.
You mean a snitch?
Sure, I mean, but like I got stitches, so it adds up. It's fine. It evens out.
I'm sure it's beginning to even out. And he kind of gets up with his friends and leaves.
Sure. She'll go back to her room and try to figure out how to get the stuff down.
What are you going to try to cast?
Did we learn and like a nullification spell or anything?
Counterspell. Well, minor counterspell, yeah.
She'll attempt a minor counter spell.
Give me a brains roll difficulty. Where's my difficulties? Difficulty 12.
Is this with the magic die?
Yes.
That's 19.
Oh, nice. Okay. Where are you standing when you do this?
Probably in the door frame area.
Okay. So you focus, try to remember counter spells, and then you cast counter spell towards it, and luckily it reverses the spell, so it goes back to the way it was. But everything kind of just like quickly flips and dumps back in place.
Surprised that worked.
Yeah, you should just do this every time. I'm sure it'll work out every time.
Yep.
Cool. Good stuff. You get back to your room, and your bed is a peeled banana. Like a straight up banana with like part of it peeled.
Well, this could be a problem. I'm not very good at transfiguration, but I will try and reverse it.
Okay. Give me a same thing. 12. Difficulty 12. This is charm though. Which at least you have a stat in, so. We'll say difficulty 11, actually. I think this is more straightforward of untransfiguring something which you could learn to do. It's just a big one.
I got a 6 total.
Okay. You attempt to untransfigure it, but essentially all that happens is your blanket is now the peel, but the banana is still there. Like the banana itself.
I'm going to look for Ophelia, who I'm sure is very talented at transfiguration. Maybe. Hopefully.
Maybe. She is with Malachi, talking to Malachi.
Ophelia, do you have a moment?
Oh, hey Gustav, what's up?
There's a bit of a problem.
Malachi, of course, inserts himself. It's like, Gustav?
There's a bit of a problem in my dorm. Would you mind coming and taking a look?
Malachi just kind of mumbles. He's like, well, then, for me, I guess. Because you don't even acknowledge him or say hi. And she's like, oh, sure.
And I'll lead her into the dorm room, and then so I'll close the door, and then whilst I'm sure that nobody's listening, I said, would you mind helping me? I'm not very good at transfiguration.
She gets a little weirded out a little bit at first because she's like, oh, there's a problem in my room. And then you like close the door behind her. And then she sees the giant banana and is like, oh. Wow. It's a really big banana. You want me to untransfigure it?
I trust you. I know you'll try your hardest.
Where are her stats actually? Okay. Okay. Guess I'll try. Oh. She does not. +1, 2. What difficulty did I give you?
11.
Okay. She did not roll well. I will give you the opportunity to do a major boon for her if you want to, but if not, she definitely failed by more than 5.
Oh no.
I would love to do a major boon on behalf of my lady love.
Keep in mind, she doesn't realize this. That's better. Okay, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So she attempts to untransfigure it, and it does transfigure back into your bed.
Thank you so much. You're so good at transfiguration.
Oh, oops.
I don't know what I would do without you.
Oh, I'm sure there's other people that could have untransfigured your bed, but
I'm sure some people would try, but not in our year.
no, there's some people that are pretty good at transfiguration in our year. I think Malachi's pretty good at it.
Maybe he is. I haven't really been paying attention.
You should get to know him.
I was wondering, has anybody asked you out to the football yet?
Give me a charm roll really quick.
Six.
Okay. Oh, Emmy and I agreed to go as friends.
Oh. I hope you have a wonderful time. Are you two doing dance moves together?
Yeah, we'll probably dance.
Oh, I look forward to seeing it. I'm going to be dancing as well.
Oh, who are you going with?
Oh, Kells and.
Oh, you're going with Kells? That's so cool. That's cool. You guys are great together. Didn't you guys know each other before you got here too?
Yeah, we met at the summer camp for NMP.
Nice. That's great.
I look forward to it. I'm sure everybody will have a lot of fun at the football.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure it'll be a great time. I'm gonna go back to Malachi. I don't want to just leave him standing there.
Okay. And thank you again for the bed.
Oh, anytime.
And I will open the door for her.
Gentlemen. Excellent, excellent. That went great. All right.
I know what the rumor around campus is going to be tomorrow.
All right. Okay, Aspen, you did yours. Gustav, Phineas, no one messes with your room. They're too afraid of whatever creepy stuff is in there.
There's nothing in my room except one lobelia plant that I love and adore and talk to.
Yeah, it's fine. And a, creepy bird, but yeah.
A 7 foot tall, like Dr. Shadow in the corner, but don't worry about that.
Yeah, totally fine. At least it's neat. It's clean. Arguably, sized room is a lot scarier. All right. You do late at night, though, of course, hear the window open. Typical. And yeah, that's about it for the night, unless anyone's doing anything crazy.
The rules say we're not allowed to leave.
I do. That Forbidden Forest, though.
I get smarter when I go in the Forbidden Forest. It's fun.
You do. Okay, cool. So next morning happens. You guys go to breakfast, go for your first classes. Kels, you and Tim seem to exit at the same time.
Feeling better?
All right. Yeah.
It's good.
You guys are doing that thing where you're kind of walking to breakfast together, but you're not walking together.
But
You know?
our paces are just like the same.
Yeah, it's just that
and it's not
awkward.
really-
Yeah, exactly.
And then you realize that your gait has synced up and you're both weirded out. So you both like pretend to stumble
Try
so
to
you get it
adjust.
out of sync. Yeah.
Or suddenly walk a little bit faster, a little bit slower.
He walks faster, you walk faster. Pretty soon you're chasing him. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Are you by yourself?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of assumed that 2K would come along too, because I said. see
We'll
you at
never
breakfast.
assume, but
That's true.
just let me know. Make sure.
Yeah,
I
I
know
think
where
I'd be waiting for him to.
Okay. So you would have
He's
grabbed him
also
too.
there.
Okay. Cool. You guys meet up at breakfast. Sai, of course, is still asleep.
Yeah.
Yes. Calder. Zai's not mad at you.
Let's see. Aspen, what are you eating for breakfast?
Probably like bacon and eggs and toast. You know, normal white breakfast.
Just asking. I'm just curious. Do you guys tell each other about anything that happened the night before? Talk about anything at breakfast?
Anything going on?
Nope.
I'll just say, oh, I saw Tim both last night and this morning. Seems to be doing better.
Oh,
I
good.
didn't ask him about what he talked to the professor about, but that's probably fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's sitting in his corner in the lunchroom eating his humble breakfast again.
Keep an eye out for that. If his breakfast habits change, now we know.
Good point.
It's weird, it's like you're not allowed to eat anything for a really long time, then suddenly have you a corporeal body and you realize how much you miss the taste of food.
Super weird.
A common experience.
Yes. We've all been there.
So you guys don't talk about anything at breakfast? Nothing that...
Somebody transfigured my bed into a banana.
Oh, did you get it fixed though?
Yeah. I'm just getting really sick of it, you know?
Yeah, tell me about it. Anyway, I say, peeling a banana.
It's almost like you threatened somebody after rubbing banana on their door.
Right. I'm so tired of the consequences of my choices.
Someone decided to nicely redecorate my room while I was gone, but I got it fixed.
Oh. Well, that sounds nice.
That's
Yeah.
good.
So they
Yeah.
redecorated, like new curtains?
More like put everything on the ceiling.
Huh.
Oh, no.
Keep all your surfaces clear. I like it.
Yeah. Too bad we're not allowed to ride brooms inside. Or shouldn't ride them inside. You
Yeah.
know? I mean, if I was at the sanctuary, I would have been happy to, because then, like, you can just, like, fly inside the house and whatnot, and all my flying buddies are over there. And
stuff.
You would be like a bat. Speaking of-
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh,
Do
I
you
wonder
have
if
to
there's
hold on to the broom the whole time if you were flew up the ceiling? Wouldn't you just roll off the broom and fall down?
Well, not if you like have your legs over it so that the broom is holding up your knees. You're like backwards, so like literally like a bat, but like not feet attached to the broom. I used to hang upside down in trees when I was younger. It was fun to see how long I could last against different creatures who were
Too long, some might say.
yeah.
We used to have monkey bars at my school, and I went on them once, but I fell off, and then I had to spend the rest of recess inside, sitting outside the nurse's office with an ice pack, and I haven't gone on them since.
were any of the monkeys injured?
Just me, I think. I think I might have kicked someone as I fell down, but
Oh. All right.
did you?
No, wait, hold on. No, monkey bars aren't made of monkeys.
Oh.
It's just like a metal. It's like a ladder turned on its side, and then it's has two things holding it up. So
It's
then you can
bars
swing on
for
it
monkeys. Got
like
it.
a monkey.
Got it.
Wait, Phineas, were your monkey bars made out of monkeys?
No.
Oh.
No.
Did you have any monkeys at all?
No. Well, I mean,
Okay.
they didn't start as monkeys, so
What did they start as?
you know, traveling salesman.
I didn't really get traveling salesman.
Oh, well, they're apparently very annoying.
I guess because you live in the forest, that people had to travel out to meet you.
Yes. It's always strange the number of people who found their way to Granny's hut. It's very deep in the forest. Probably all the lures that she set out to bring them deeper into the forest. I mean, let's be honest. But you have to keep yourself, entertained. It's a rural lifestyle. Can't get cable in the deep dark woods. You have to make your own entertainment.
Meanwhile, Aspen, what's cable?
So, do we want to practice at lunch or do we want to practice at dinner?
Probably at dinner.
I
PK
think
looks confused.
Oh, so when we all go to the fall ball
Right, I
together,
forgot.
we are working on a dance that we will do collectively. Each of us is contributing a move. And we thought that given your wonderful musical talent, that we could work up some move that reflected that. And that would be your contribution. And then we could all do it together.
Like the movie? But his concept of dancing is from Magical Grease, so he's like, we're all gonna dance together like that?
Kind of. Except maybe a little less structured, and also whenever we feel like to do it.
Yeah.
During the dance.
That sounds like fun, doesn't it?
Do we have to?
We don't have to, but we're just doing it for us. It's not a competitive thing. We just thought it would be a fun activity for us all to do together.
They're making me do it.
Yes. Fun activity for us to all do together, and it's mandatory for Kels.
I already told Ophelia that the group was danced together, and I mentioned you by name, Kels. So you have to dance with me now.
Oh yes.
Okay. Because we're all going as a group.
Right.
Yeah.
We're all going as a group, and nobody has invited Izzy. Yes.
I haven't asked Emmy out yet.
You might want to try earning back some of those house points.
Does Gustav have any potentially devastating news he'd like to deliver at this juncture?
Gustav does indeed have some potentially devastating news that he would.
As you're like debating it, you see Emmy and Ophelia walking in together.
Are they holding hands?
No, they're not holding hands.
Close one.
He's holding hands with Malachi. I'm just kidding.
Aspen. I think that Emmy is going with Ophelia to the dance.
Oh, dang.
Okay. Yeah, you sure?
It wasn't a rumor or anything like that. I asked Ophelia directly, and she told me.
Okay.
I'm sorry you had to find out like this. I know it hurts.
I mean, I can go ask just to double check, and I mean, you know.
Oh, Aspen, maybe you don't want to go ask to double check. Like, some people just glued all of the furniture of your room to the ceiling. Do you think everyone's gonna, like... I mean, maybe, but Gustav said he heard it directly from Ophelia, right?
I don't want you to get hurt again, but if you feel you have to, then you have my support.
Just maybe not, like, in the cafeteria.
Okay.
I mean, you could walk over there right now if you wanted to. I mean, they're sitting alone. Izzy is making a round, so she goes and talks to them for a little bit, chats them up for a bit. Give me a brains roll. Anybody that's looking over in that direction towards.
Oh, everybody is.
Yeah.
You're just staring at Emmy and Ophelia.
I got a 7.
11.
6.
19.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay.
So smart.
Kels and Aspen, you notice when Izzy is talking to them, for a second she has like a surprised look on her face and then a smile and then looks at your group who then she notices is staring at them.
I think you got a confirmation, Aspen. Probably.
I feel like now would be a great time to apologize to Izzy.
I mean, yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. So Aspen's gonna go over to Izzy and
Aspen.
yeah.
Before you go, there's no need to bring up your army of animals or anything having to do with boys' bathrooms or any of your feral instincts. Just keep it simple and from the heart.
Okay.
Okay.
I got this.
I believe in you.
Thank you.
So you walk over. I assume you guys are all watching intently as this happens.
Yeah.
All right, Aspen. All right, they're chatting up, and then they look up at you. Hey, Aspen.
Hi, Izzy, Ophelia, Nemi. How you doing?
Doing good. And they're all fine. Yeah.
Hey, Izzy, I came to apologize to you, correctly this time about saying those mean things to you at that point in time.
Oh. Okay.
I know what I said was wrong, and I'm sorry that it hurt you. And I didn't mean, well, yeah, I didn't mean for it to hurt you. It just came out. It's on me. I need to work better on me in order to be a better person. So I hope you can forgive me, but I understand if you don't want to.
Okay. Cool. Thanks. Just don't do it again, please.
I promise.
Cool. And Ophelia and Emmy are kind of confused because they're not in that class with you, so they might have hurt a little bit, but yeah. Cool. Gustav, give me a brains roll really quick.
Six.
Okay. Aspen, are you talking to any of them anymore, or just going back to the table?
Aspen would just be like, Izzy, Kel says hi, and then walks back.
Kel sends her regards.
Right. Kel says hi. Why? It's all good.
All right, cool. So you do that. You come back. You go back to eating breakfast.
Yeah, we always kind of like, no one's yelling. Nothing's being thrown. Everything
He
seems
ended
fine.
At about the right time. It seemed a little long, but
It did seem to go on a bit, but
you did a good job, Aspen.
well done, Aspen.
Tried really hard. I read that book that you gave me. It had a lot of big words in it, though, but I studied it really hard and I tried.
Well,
I got sat to like double proof or proofread what I was gonna say.
okay.
Did you tell her how she should feel first?
Oh, yes.
No. Oh, I forgot about that.
No,
Well,
Should I
wait.
go do it now?
No. Don't do that now.
Okay.
I don't
Aspen-
think the pamphlet had that about it in it.
Aspen, you go to take a big swig of your drink, and it's fine. It tastes a little weird. Give me a brains roll real quick.
God.
That's a strong 3.
Okay, yeah. It tastes fine. It maybe got a little flat while you were over there talking. Take a drink, you're good. The rest of you notice, man, Aspen's breath smells awful.
All of a sudden, right
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, like as she puts it down and starts talking again, suddenly you're just like kicking.
Let's go to Dr. Jitsuya.
Sure.
Maybe we should go to the bathroom first. Just make sure we've all brushed our teeth.
Yeah. Yeah, did we all brush our teeth?
they're all like, oh yeah, she just has sticky breath.
No, I mean, I think it was quite obvious that Aspen was fine and was talking to us like 6 seconds ago, then took a drink, and then abnormal.
Well, what's this one? What's a thing that makes bad breath when it's added to your drink?
Onions?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but not this much. I looked at Gustav. He knows about this, right? He ordered some supplies. Not that I know that part.
Yes. There are prank supplies that can be used to make someone have bad breath. Maybe Dr. Tetsuya would know how to fix this.
Yes, he's quite adept at addressing the effects of pranks.
Yeah, we'll all go together.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. You guys all get up. Go to Dr. Tetsuya's.
Hello, Dr. Tetsuya.
Phineas. Is there an emergency?
No, it's just another incident.
Just making sure off the bat if there's an emergency or not.
That's a reasonable assumption given the balance of our previous interactions. But this one's just a unfortunate incident with Aspen and another prank.
Oh, okay. Bad breath. Okay. Prank. Okay. I hate to say this, but talk for a second, Aspen.
I'll step back.
Talk for a second.
Okay, that's enough. He goes to his cabinets and rifles through them and goes to the back, looks for some stuff. Grabs a small vial and he's like, take this, swish it around in your mouth for about 10 seconds, and then you can swallow it.
Aspen will do as told.
Okay, and you swallow it and you're good, and your breath smells really good now, actually.
Ooh, so minty.
Cool. Anybody else have anything that needs addressing?
Oh no, we're good. I'm
Thank you.
sure you'll see us again soon when Aspen's the victim of another prank.
I was about to say, you seem to have garnered some attention there, Aspen.
People can't get enough of me, I guess.
Thank you for all your help, Dr.
Your
T.
right attitude. Of course.
Oh, Aspen.
All right, you guys go off to class. We'll say it's You guys go off to class. You're in but you get pulled from class. The superintendent comes in, talks to Professor Hara for a second, who nods, and then he kind of points at Phineas, Kells, Aspen, and Gustav, and Brigham, actually, and that's you guys. Oh, and Silent.
I'll see you guys later then.
I mean, you guys are all going together.
Okay.
I'm glaring daggers at
the recall.
Phineas and Gustav.
Cool. So you guys walk behind him, and he says no talking if you guys try to chat to each other. All right. Brings you into his office. Calder is also there. Seems you all weren't entirely truthful with me. And he just waits, lets the awkward silence sit.
Right. Sorry. It wasn't Mojo that provided us the supplies. It was Marius.
Aspen. I know it was Mojo that provided the supplies. You are just digging yourself a bigger hole. May I remind you you're on suspended punishment as well. For now, I'm just going to take away 10 house points for that comment.
Okay.
Now, does anyone care to start telling the truth?
I look at Phineas, and I look at Gustav, and I give him big old stink eyes.
Miss Michaels, you
And
seem
then
to
I
be...
will go ahead and explain the truth.
Okay, do you give the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I think I will be saying that the other people are to provide distractions, and I'll let them say what kind of distraction they were providing. as far as an individual goes. But I think other than that, it'll be all the stuff. And then pointing out that Phineas doesn't remember anything.
No. But it's probably my fault.
Right. So the screaming snakes. Because Kels, you weren't there for that. Because you're only giving your half of the story, right? Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And he looks at Gustav and Aspen and Brigham and Sai and Calder.
The screaming snakes were my dean.
Appreciate the honesty. Late as it may be. And so you understand that your lying made the situation worse. Could have been avoided entirely, actually. See, had we known that someone had not possessed Kells, and there was a blood cultist ghost that hadn't just recently unpossessed someone, we would have been a lot more worried.
I didn't realize Tim was possessed until we got back to the school.
Right. I understand what you did not realize. That's the point. People who know better, the adults, would have recognized the situation had we known the truth. Simply knowing his name, or knowing that even though you did not know he was not possessed, or that he was possessed, the fact that he hadn't possessed you would have let us know he could have possessed somebody else. But the fact that we believed he had possessed you and unpossessed you, we were under the impression he will not be able to possess anyone for a period of time. You also claimed not to remember anything because you were possessed, when you in fact did, in which case you could have described the red mask better and where you found it and the circumstances of which that happened. You realized several students and faculty almost died.
Kels is doing her best not to start crying because,
Yeah.
you know.
The last thing I want is to be provocative or disrespectful. And as we covered, for whatever reason, my memory is vague, with the exception of the red mask and the name. Those somehow stuck with me. I do believe I did share, however. I understand that it's important to correct behavior. However, it sounds a lot like you believe the people primarily at fault for the fact that this campus was stalked by some undead cult member, with no one here being the wiser, free to then possess students for days with no one being the wiser, and then misguided attempts to help friends, absolutely acknowledged. But it sounds like you're saying that the people that you hold primarily accountable for the consequences of failing to protect the safety of students is the students themselves, and I find that very difficult to swallow.
I find you incredibly defensive. It's not what's happening here. What's happening here is me holding you accountable for something that you contributed to.
I feel perfectly comfortable with that. I'm just curious about the accountability of those whose job it is to see to our safety. We have been nearly killed multiple times. There have been multiple attempts on Kel's life that no one here has taken seriously.
Excuse me?
We've reported it. Someone ensorcelled her broom to fly into a wall with great speed. Someone tried to blow up our carriage on the way back from town. Clearly, these things are on the record.
You have proof of this.
The person at the broom store was not able to absolutely confirm, but was also not able to rule out. So call that a strong suspicion. But it's a strong suspicion about one event in a pattern of events that seems most concerning. We are concerned for our lives and the lives of those around us. And so that does mean that we are a little bit less than entirely trusting, considering one of the people who tried to kill us was in fact a professor. This is not defensiveness. This is concern. And when we have tried to raise these concerns time and time again, we have been brushed aside. And yes, that sometimes leads some of us who are concerned for the safety more of our friends than ourselves to take unwise action. And I have full faith that you will do whatever it is that you see fit to punish us for that. However, what I think is probably the most important question is what is going to be done to safeguard the students here, leaving aside the fact that we turn a blind eye to all the bullying. That's just mundane. I'm talking about the supernatural threats.
Actions are being taken. First, I hear your concerns. Many others share the same concerns, to include other students, parents, teachers, all of it. We have started implementing measures. We've never dealt with something like this before.
Yes, and I believe that to be true. However, we have never dealt with this stuff before multiple times, and we're just children.
Which is why there are rules in place. If you had gone back to your common rooms, as you were supposed to do, you would not have been injured. Same goes for the Forbidden Forest. I understand why you did it, but those rules are in place for student safety.
But if we didn't go out of our rooms, if we stayed in our rooms, then the chances of 2K being injured would have increased and more people could have gotten injured.
I argue Professor Ames won that duel and he would have gotten 2K to safety a lot more efficiently than you would have, with a lot less danger.
To be clear about the timeline, because this is the part that I do remember, we battled alone. After having reported what was going on, we battled alone against a full-fledged adult blood cult member at the risk of our own lives for quite some time. It was only that intervention that prevented, cover your ears, Calder, a murder on campus. Now, granted that the subject of that murder for the second time was someone that certain members of faculty don't seem to be fully engaged in protecting. So perhaps there are some people whose sentiment is not entirely in favor of protecting his life, which I think you'll agree is absolutely true.
I would also argue that our faculty are paid to be teachers. Now, we do have several teachers that, we have former Lexors, we have former Spinant, we have those that have been in positions of first responders, but they're not paid to. They're also supposed to bunker down and listen to that alarm as well. Many didn't, and we've taken that up, but they aren't supposed to.
Understood. And to be clear, it's not like I truly believe, or that I'm making the argument, that somehow you, your administration, the teachers here, bear some sort of, are primarily responsible. Whatever evil force it is that's at work is what's actually responsible. What I'm trying to call out is that there's plenty of mistake to go around. It does.
Yes, but
It doesn't
this
seem
meeting
like any of us know
is
what
about
we're
you.
doing.
And you've shifted the subject of this meeting to blaming others.
I'm simply.
And I'm not
pointing-
saying your concerns are invalid, but this is about you and the wrongs that you did. And if you had followed policy, how things could have gone differently.
Yes, Calder would be dead.
Would have. If you had told the truth from the beginning. In fact, if you had just gotten our supernatural specialist involved from the beginning, this would have gone very differently.
That is absolutely true.
I am not putting all of the blame on you. A lot of factors were at play. But I'm bringing it up as an example to show why we have those rules in place and why you need to get adults involved.
Yes. And we are learning that.
So good stuff. Screaming snakes. Aspen, I already know. It's best you don't talk anymore. You're just going to get yourself into more trouble. Brigham was a distraction. Silent and Calder were distractions. I don't know what distractions.
They didn't do anything.
Silent would be like, I mean, I was prepared to, but we didn't really have to. It's like, all right. Okay, but you still had the knowledge, but of what was going on. All right.
No, we didn't know what happened in the house.
No, but you set the stage for that to happen. And you knew what was going on as far as helping others sneak out on a museum field trip and being willing to cause distractions that would damage the museum and other students, for that matter. Rudy had to go home early. That's on you, Gustav. He was trampled.
I accept that provided the distraction was wrong and that my actions had consequences beyond what I could predict. But I feel that Rudy was not my fault. He is cursed. He would have been out of that trip no matter what happened.
If you think on the bright side, Rudy being sent home meant that he was safe from the aftermath of the trip.
No, he wasn't. He actually got hurt again.
Did he?
Yeah, he was in the hospital.
I thought he was still in the hospital from.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he didn't have to deal
then
with
healed up
being
and then-
chased down by the murderous ghost because he was trampled.
No, he was way out on his way back to his room, and then.
Oh, then he
Yeah,
took an
that-
attack. Oh no, I
Yeah.
don't think we knew that.
Okay, well, I don't know how to do this. All right, I'm going to take house points. It's almost a wash, really, since you're all in different houses. But we'll say Phineas and Kel, since you actively left the museum field trip of your own free will. Minus 25. Gustav, minus 30. Aspen, I already gave you minus 10 in addition to everything for that. Why Marius?
So that Mojo stops doing stuff. I don't know, because like pranks
Doing
and
what
stuff are
stuff?
going on. There's so many pranks going on, and he's the only one who does pranks. So like, if I say it was someone else, then maybe it'll be like, oh, I guess this child was like in the moment messed up the wrong name because they both start with an M, you know. And
You're saying Mojo is pranking you right now.
God,
yes,
can't quit snitching.
Okay. And then Brigham, Silent, Calder will just do minus 10. Good. We learned our lesson.
Yes, sir.
I don't seem convinced, Phineas, by that look.
I do have a request. I think we would all feel a little bit better, a little bit less like we have to protect ourselves or those that we care about or those that we feel are not otherwise being protected. If there was more transparency, I think.
In what sense?
No blame or recrimination, but completely understand and respect your position. However, for the initial reason stated being that the first adult, we've had an adult try to kill us. So to go to the adults is a little bit, a fraught proposition.
Which adult tried to kill you?
Professor Stillwell.
Well,
I mean,
don't think you specifically, but I understand.
Mostly trying to kill Calder, but was more than happy to kill us to get to Calder. Very much like the thing. Which, by the way,
did he fire magic at you?
I think so. I think Professor Ames prevented it. By the time Professor Ames arrived shortly after we did, and we were in the process of pulling Calder away, and I believe Professor Ames deflected something that was directed in our general direction. I don't think he was being very discriminate.
Ah.
But regardless, so I think it's understandable that we're a little bit about, who to trust. We do trust Professor Levi, and your point is very well taken that we should have gone to him. And it was only because we wanted to be friends with Tim, because we felt bad for him. Because he's in a very tough spot. And it was wonderful that he wanted our help, and so that was a bad choice. But some degree of, I don't know, reassurance beyond just trust us, we got it. Because that, for me at least, seems like there's a little evidence that maybe that's not the case. Some sort of, reassurance that we're not going to constantly have to worry about people trying to kill our friends or us.
And what would that look like to you?
I don't know. I'm a child. I'm a very odd child. With a very
we have
odd...
put in measures.
Yes.
So, communication system increased. We have a school resource officer now that is actually paid to respond to these sorts of things. We have, do I tell you this? Tim is not supposed to be able to be possessed. But we fixed the issue. So that should not happen in the future.
Good.
We've also put in measures that would make it very difficult for a ghost to go into certain areas while possessing someone.
Good. Have you placed cold iron nails at 6-inch intervals around the perimeter?
Professor Levi is taking lead on essentially adding those types of security measures to the school.
Okay. Let's call them the anti-granny protocols. I don't think she would be pleased. It's just honestly another reason I'm kind of concerned.
You're concerned about your
I think if
grandmother.
If much more happens, that seems like this is maybe not a very good place. She might decide to take matters into her own hands. And I'll be fine. I'm just kind of concerned about everything else.
Understood. Well, luckily she's locked up.
Right.
Right. So, better, same page?
Yes. Do you have suggestions of ways that we can earn back our good graces?
Well, we try not to have students force house points because then it becomes more of a you're doing it for the wrong reasons. But at the end of the day, there are some cases where you're doing a good thing. It's a good thing regardless of your intentions and motives. So a lot of clubs do volunteering. So getting involved with your clubs. Can ask the groundskeeper if he needs any help. Yeah, I'm sure there's opportunities out there.
All right. Not looking to game the system, just looking to amend.
Right. Well, I would start with Gustav apologizing to Rudy. I know you don't blame yourself, but your actions still contributed. You may think, okay, well, if it wasn't this one thing, it would be another, but at the end of the day, your actions did cause him harm. As well as others, the screaming snake is not pleasant. And I assume you've all apologized to Tim.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's all I have for you.
Thank you. I think this is a productive conversation.
Calder, stay behind, please. And you guys will be sent back to your class.
Have we considered whether the dean is the werewolf?
This is the superintendent.
Have we considered whether the superintendent is the werewolf?
He's not the werewolf, but I give it 15% odds that he's reaching in for a dagger in his desk right now to try to kill Calder. So we should probably stay close in case there's a commotion.
Oh, hold on. Let me just check something really quick.
Looking for the map where the security cameras are.
No bane, so I guess he's safe.
Did we miss the overview of magic class?
You probably missed most of it because that was a fairly long conversation.
Yeah.
So you guys are probably coming in right at the tail end.
So close.
Which, of course, as you guys come in, some people start whispering to each other, and Professor Hara immediately is like, none of that. Sit back down. Proceeding with the lesson. Yeah. Silent will kind of like kick the back of your chair, Kels, be like, that wasn't too bad. Could have been worse.
I just kind of shrug, but I'm not going to talk because Professor Hara has powerful ears.
Aspen. Give me a brains roll. Difficulty 8.
Can I use a major boom?
You can. You guys have plenty of them.
Yeah.
Aspen
everyone's
only
been very
rolls
generous.
3s and 19s on brain.
I don't think
Well, no, it was a 1, but now it's a 9.
What are you aiming for?
8.
Okay. Yeah.
So he asks you a question from the reading last night, and you do manage to answer it. He's like, good. And he just moves on.
He will only take away points, never give.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to specifically do in your day 1 classes? So you have overview of magic, physical education, charms, and herbology.
I mean, I guess I'd better apologize to Rudy before he gets to herbology because a plant is going to eat him.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So I suppose at lunchtime, I will approach Rudy. Rudy, do you have a moment?
Oh. Hey, Gustav.
I have a confession to make. At the museum that night, I was the person who threw the snake. The shrieking snake. I'm sorry that there was a stampede. I didn't mean for you to get hurt.
It's fine. It's my fault. I should have known better than to stand in the middle of a crowd.
I can't change the past, but If you ever need anything in the future, I'll try and make it up to you.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm going to move slowly away from the danger zone, trying to not look like I'm rushing.
Yeah, fair enough. Let me check one thing really. So in physical education, you notice Mojo gets pulled from class.
Oh god.
Aspen. Aspen, why did you get Mojo in trouble?
It's probably fine.
It's probably not fine.
I mean, I just said the truth. He wanted the truth, didn't he?
It was the other part. It's like if we add up all the house points that you've lost and then all the ones that you've lost other people by snitching on them, it's like 200.
Let's be honest, between Tim and the fact that we gave the Lexus a different story and now Aspen, Mojo had no chance. He was a dead man walking.
Well, the Lexers don't care about school rules, and we already
Like, at
told
all.
them the whole truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The principal's probably going to call them and say, "Did you hear the whole story?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, we did."
Yeah. It's like we told
Like,
we told
Classified
the adults
investigation.
we had told the adults we trust what's actually going on. The ones that are competent will tell what's going on. These Mickey Mouse situation people know.
I mean, you never told Professor Levi, but
Yes. Well, we don't want to get him killed because we know that he has a death sentence floating over his head.
But Professor Levi is the evil one, surely.
Oh, he's not.
And you tried blaming it on Marius, and that's his dad. His dad's the Luxor.
also true, yeah.
Wow. It's fine.
Like,
Which you made clear you had punched him in the face. too.
To the Lexor. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
well,
you're state police? Oh, yeah, I'm the one that totally mashed your son's nose onto the side of his face.
I'm just saying that you're probably going to intensify the number of pranks played against you.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just prank them back. See how they like
With
it.
your
Well,
with your
okay, but
fist.
once you
With your
get
suspension.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Don't do
Suspension.
that. You need to not get in trouble for like a while.
Can't get in trouble if you don't get caught.
Our record has been very poor, Aspen. Incredibly poor. We've gotten caught almost every time.
And even when we're not caught, some of us just confess for no reason.
Who would confess? That's just
I know,
wild.
who would,
Yell that they were in the boys' bathroom for some
as a
reason.
non sequitur, just say, "Oh, and by the way," it's fine.
I don't know.
It's fine. We adore you, Aspen. Stay weird.
Cool.
Gustav, Mojo finds you in the lunchroom, glares at Aspen, then looks at you. We need to talk.
All right. I will follow him to an alcove.
Good. So he pulls you over to the alcove. What the hell, man?
What do you mean, what the hell? Why
My
did
stuff just
you...
got confiscated again.
Why was I called up to the superintendent's office? Who told?
What?
Oh, gaslight, yeah.
I got called out of overview of magic, straight up to the superintendent's office, and then they asked me point blank how involved I was. I had to confess. Who snitched?
Who did snitch? Who all did they call?
Everybody who was at the museum.
Everybody that was at the museum.
No, not
Every single
everybody
student?
who was involved. You know what I mean?
Oh, you mean like your group?
Yeah. Why were you the only person not called up?
I was called up after, and they confiscated my stuff again.
The stuff that I got you,
Yes.
that I paid a favor for.
Yes.
All right. Well,
They told me. Give me a charm roll really quick. Ooh, okay, you got 12.
I got an 8 on that.
Okay. She's like, they told me Aspen said I was pranking her.
Aspen.
Yeah, Aspen. And so they used that to search my room again and found my stuff again.
I did not tell Aspen that you were the person pranking her. I told you that I would stay neutral, and I did.
Did she just put it together and snitch me out again?
I don't know. You're going to have to ask her.
Or maybe they have 2 brain cells. Someone's pranking me. I wonder who it could be.
Yeah. It's like, all right. I don't think I sent my message clearly enough.
Yes, escalate. That's 100% what you want to do.
Well, fortunately, I have to gonna get more stuff. Sucks. You should stop being friends with her. She's a total snitch.
On my first day here, Aspen got into a fight with me. And when I was headlocked and being literally choked unconscious, she was throwing blows left and right. She had fists like...
Didn't she start that fight?
I
So
know.
she dragged you into a fight that you didn't start
I'm telling
and
you.
let you get choked out?
Aspen is the real deal. She can outfight anyone. I'm not getting on her bad side.
So you're scared of her.
I am scared of approximately 90% of the school.
Well, I've got my own ways, but I don't know if I can hang out with you anymore, man. You're too close to a snitch.
We're partners in transfiguration. Are you going to ask to swap?
That's true. Maybe. I guess we'll see.
Look,
But as far as our non-professional relationship, unfortunately, you're too close to the wrong people. You know, it's compromising.
if we're going to go our separate ways, I'm not going to hold a grudge. And I hope you don't too.
As long as you don't give me any other reason to.
All right. It's been good. Well, it's been terrible.
Yeah. Which is why we're parting ways. I would not sit too close to Aspen for a while. Just heads up.
Gotcha.
She's just going to snitch on you
sorry.
again, dude. This guy.
He does get more creative with where he hides his stuff.
No, now he doesn't have to. She didn't even have to say anything. Oh man, it's fine. He's clearly the brain trust of the operation.
Well, what else is he supposed to do to get revenge, you know?
Maybe don't try to
Not
get
prank
revenge
someone?
against the person who will snap his spine.
That's why he doesn't want to talk to her directly, man.
That's why he's avoiding direct confrontation.
I know, but eventually she's gonna go Hulk smash
This is
on
the
him.
safest time. She's on like
Yeah,
suspended
yeah,
punishment.
suspended punishment. This is the time to do it, yeah.
Is it? I don't know. I think.
yeah. Well, I mean,
I
she
think
goes in,
Aspen-
she's out, and your problem solved.
Oh, he has a plan.
I think Aspen escalates. Like Aspen chilled once the suspended sentence was gone, and then once it's back, she's like, "Yeah, let's go."
I mean, could bait her into getting expelled, then the problem's completely solved.
I think Aspen's if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me kind of gal.
Because it's just a matter of if he's willing to go down for it.
Well, by go down, I mean we wake up. It's like, where's Aspen? Well, they found Moto's head in a duffel bag in her room. It had been gnawed by various creatures. She kept talking about her army was hungry.
Oh no.
So.
All right, well, you do see Tim at lunch sitting in his corner as well. So doesn't really pay you much mind. Phineas.
Yes.
I will say Poe has noticed Woof around a lot more. Like around you a lot more.
He's passing notes back.
No. Oh, that's terribly sad. Well, be nice to her. Tell her she can be around us all she wants and give her lots of attention. You mean like hanging around, not like peeking?
No, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's awful. I do feel bad about that. Well, the only way to make sure that Tim can't be possessed again is to make him take the potion. And if he takes the potion, he can't see Wolf.
Cool.
So.
Well, you can see him, right?
Well, Poe can? Because
Okay.
he's sort of dead? Or not alive or something?
Yeah.
A weird gray area because he couldn't see Rodney, but he could see, or he couldn't see the other ghost, but he could see Wolf.
Yeah. Some sort of
Weird animal things.
thing.
Animal things, yeah.
So, we should research. There's got to be some sort of charm that could make a spiritual entity visible, even briefly. Something relatively simple.
Maybe.
Like just a
I mean,
few.
Kells, in your research, there's ways to summon ghosts and such.
Yeah, I bet we could find something like that.
Just something really simple. I don't think it has to be like super precise, but just like a few gossamer strands of ether that would settle on her and allow him to see her, because that would be a good way of making amends with Tim. So we should add that to our list.
Right. But not the list that you have, but my list of esoteric topics to research.
Oh no, not the list of people that we're going to let die. The other list.
Please don't say it like that.
Calder looks at you like...
Not let. It's just that so many things happen. We have to prioritize. And like a scenario where someone goes missing and it's a distraction. So we have to like have a clear idea of like who we're going to keep an eye on. Kind of like movie club. It doesn't mean we don't care. It just means that like you're a very high priority for us, Calder. We've got your back. But we have a tendency that when anyone, I know I don't understand what it means either. Sounds kind of sinister actually, but it just means we're watching out for you in a good way. But our natural tendency is to try to go save everybody, and we can't. We're just kids.
Speaking of got your back, what does superintendent have to talk to you about? 2K.
He just kind of...
So nothing too important? You know, if you want to talk about it later, we can.
Did he take any points from you?
Was he nice to you? All right. That's the important thing.
Phineas, I almost died.
Kells, give me a brain roll.
Back to him. He talked back to the superintendent. Illegal. 18.
Ooh.
Okay. You do remember when you guys first came back, he was sure to check over Calder first, and then checked you over first. Almost like it was an afterthought, but
Yeah. The reason we don't necessarily trust him. But at least he's not one of the ones that is negligent in that regard. No, look, the stakes are really high. And sometimes we have to lay all our cards on the table.
Why do you know that phrase? How much card playing did Granny do?
I've been reading.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
And I've been talking to Izzy. She's helping me try to understand more of some of the things that people say.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
probably has like a word of the day for Phineas.
Yeah.
It's just,
The only flashcards I have.
this is what Riz means.
On fleek. What?
Yeah, own flashcards.
Oh yeah, we can run through our potions flashcards at lunch. It'll be so much fun.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just you guys. Brigham is sitting with the underwater hockey team now that the season has started. It's supposed to be team bonding, you know. So for most meals, he ends up sitting with the team. So it's just you guys and 2K.
Yeah. And we'll wave and say hi to Brigham. But we realize he's far too cool for us now.
Yeah, and he'll go to wave you, kind of stumble a bit on the crutch, and then quickly grab it. Be fine. He's the funny klutz, so gotta have him trip up every now and again. Anything else you guys want to do for the day?
Gotta talk to Professor Levi. You want to come, Kels?
Okay.
Well, you haven't really met
About
him.
what?
About all the things.
All the things?
Yeah, of course.
Think he would know.
Well, but it's not the same thing.
It's not?
No,
Like, Tim told him what happened.
it doesn't
I
matter.
bet the superintendent knows what happened.
I know.
So he probably knows what happens.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's called closing the loop.
Oh, okay.
Cool. You guys go to Professor Levi's classroom?
Yeah.
Just you and Kels?
Anyone else is welcome to come. I just was like, I explicitly wanted to invite Kels.
Okay. Aspen, Gustav, what are you guys doing?
Why not?
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys all go off to Professor Levi's classroom. I assume you're taking Calder with you.
Yeah.
All right.
It's in the center of the pack at all times.
Yes. Flying
Everybody's
V formation.
corners.
Heads on a swivel.
So you go to Professor Levi's classroom. Doors closed.
Knock, knock, knock.
It's open. You open it and you see him talking to a woman you don't know.
He's cheated on Miss Mesmer.
How dare you? You can.
You were trying to set up AIDS in Missouri.
We're done with that. We moved on to the
New target
next
acquired.
ship. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt, but we had something we wanted to talk to you about.
Oh, no, it's good you're here, actually. This is Miss Katz. So she might be coming here to be the new Spaderis counselor.
Oh,
And she'll-
excellent.
She'll see you finish. She's like, you must be Phineas.
Yes, I am.
And she'll extend her hand out for a handshake.
Yes. I'm so looking forward to our lengthy sessions together.
Oh, your hands are almost as cold as mine.
Yes, your predecessor really enjoyed my stories. Or at least she said she did. She said she would remember them forever.
I've heard. But they might be mine to hear now. So we'll see. Still going through the process, but I wouldn't be retiring anytime soon.
Oh, good.
Great. She's like, Cole, I'll catch up with you later. And she'll take her exit.
Who's Cole?
Is it Cole or Levi? No. That's Professor
Oh.
Levi's first name. It's Cole.
I'm sorry. In my
Yeah.
mind, you're just Professor Levi.
I should be to you, so that's fine.
So, all right. Where to begin? So, Tim was possessed. In hindsight, we should have known because of the hand twitching and the appetite and the willingness to be in the same room with us. And his unwillingness for us to involve you, specifically. That I will admit made me suspicious. But anyway, you probably already know this, but just to make everything clear, and I'm vague on some parts, so Kels, you can remind me. But we went to the ghost's old house, searched through his things, found a red mask that Tim said was no big deal, like it was a Halloween mask. Clearly that was also suspicious. Found some letters that he also seemed to think were not whatever. At least this is what Kels has told me. Came back. That all happened. And then we were attacked by... first, Kels, then pretty much everyone else who was here was attacked by the spirit, who I believe that you were acquainted with.
Rodney, yes.
Rodney, yes.
You stole his yearbook too.
Yes. Oh, we did, yes. That's where that came from.
He's like, that's where that came from. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So that was just the last little piece, because I like to tell you everything.
Right.
I think those are the only pieces that you probably don't know. And then we had a really lovely conversation with the superintendent today, where I was, I think, appropriately clear around the reasonability of our concerns, considering that one of the first things that happened in our tenure here at school is that one of the professors tried to kill people. And we have some trust issues.
Right.
And we received some assurances. And I think those are well-intended and probably well. We'll certainly take that into consideration. But I mostly wanted to stop by and say that we do trust you. And to apologize for not coming to you. It was a definite error. In the moment, I think for us, it was maybe more important to be Tim's friend. And I suspect that Rodney leveraged that. I just didn't want you to think that choice was reflective of a lack in trust in you. It was not. It was just that we wanted to be Tim's friend.
Tim did give me his side. I didn't realize she took a yearbook, so he might have missed that. But he did mention Rodney made it very clear not to get me involved. And I understand going into this how hard you were trying to be Tim's friend. So when the opportunity presented itself, you were likely blinded to that opportunity of just honed in on that one thing and missing all the other signs. That said, you haven't even taken supernatural studies. You aren't trained in this. I will say increased appetite is a good indicator, but it's multiple, right? That's when it starts to add up. Just because someone's eating a little more doesn't mean they're possessed. And it takes some time to be able to pick up on that. Now, I did not think Tim would be possessed. He has something for that, but...
Well, that's the other thing we wanted to talk to you about.
Yes.
I'm afraid Wolf is quite distraught.
Right. Yes. That would make sense. So he did opt to take the potion to prevent seeing, but yeah, that does leave Ghost without anyone able to see her.
Yes. Except for Poe.
Except for Poe.
So, knowing all things supernatural as well as you do, is there a simple, non-risky way of rendering her visible even for a few moments.
For a few moments, yes. Simple, no. It's never simple, unfortunately, with these sorts of things. It's honestly very inconvenient trying to do anything with these supernatural rituals, but very messy as well. It's a lot of salt. There's some, but it really would just be for a few moments of giving them a stronger presence for a period of time to where other people, even people not like Tim, would be able to see.
Well, if you think of anything, we're going to do some research. If you think of anything creative, because we'd love to be able to give him an opportunity to see her, even if it's only occasionally.
There is actually... It's very expensive. I had them issued to me when I was in Spinnet, but there are enchanted items that can make you able to see.
Like a pirate coin expensive? Or whatever it is.
A little
Well, that's a
more
pirate
expensive.
coin.
I understand what you're saying. Yes.
The hangman's coin. Pirate coins are only worth about double what they look like.
Right. It's expensive enough that I don't currently have a set. If that, and my job is around this, so I didn't have to pay for them when I was on Spinnet because they were issued, but here not so much.
I wonder if any of your contacts might be willing to loan out like a decommissioned older model or something. Or one that perhaps the enchantment has become slightly weaker and is maybe less useful in stressful situations, but would at least allow some semblance of vision?
Perhaps, and maybe try contacting donors, old alumni of Supernatural Club. Try to get something together. I don't...
It sounds
It would
like
be very
you need a
expensive,
fundraiser.
A really good fundraiser, but the problem is it's so expensive. I don't want to do a fundraiser for part of it, you know?
Yeah.
Because then people don't really get that gratification.
Yes.
I'll reach out, see what I can do, maybe we can find an older decommissioned set or something, and claim it as an academic expense if we can get enough donors, but...
All right. Well, we are 100% committed to helping in any way that we can. Well, I should say, I am. I think Kells is. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Gustav is brave of heart and quite kind, so I'm sure he's down.
I've heard from Professor Ames.
Oh.
Oh, what does that mean?
I'll try to be better, Professor Lubo.
Oh no, that was a compliment. Professor Ames loves you for... Not that he shouldn't, but for whatever reason, you've really impressed Professor Ames.
Oh.
Cool. So there's no crazy plots going on for fall ball or anything I need to know about, right?
Coordinated dancing.
That's about as crazy as it gets.
I'm going to moonwalk.
Yes. And we're not doing any of the dances that Granny taught, so that was a good
That's
catch.
what I was going to ask.
Oh,
Okay.
that was the other thing. Cold wrought iron nails at 6-inch intervals around the entire perimeter of the school.
Okay.
Well,
On the entire perimeter. Okay.
Well, it was part of the conversation with the superintendent. I'm concerned that if Granny gets word that things here are less than stable, she might decide to, check in and make sure things are, well, to remove the problem, if you get my meaning.
And he kind of glances at Calder for a second. And is like, Okay.
Oh, no, I don't mean that. I mean
I mean, what?
this.
Yeah.
I think if she thinks this isn't a good place for children, then she might see to it that it's not a place for anyone.
Doesn't she not have the best track record? I didn't realize she cared what happened to children.
Well, she cares-
Sure.
Oh, I
but-
know. I think you're absolutely right. That's why I'm concerned. I don't want people to, So, lots of cold wrought irons. 6-inch interval. No more.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
All right.
I'd like to find Casey.
Okay. And Aspen's like, all right, are we done here? Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
Of course. All right, Aspen. Where are you going?
Probably to the swimming pool for the
That's a safe bet.
telecoms.
Well, is it lunchtime still? Or are you waiting till after the day is done?
I kind of think this might have been after the day was done.
I mean, you could also delinquent duty. He's also on.
Right.
So, sure, we'll say delinquent duty. Yeah, so he's on delinquent duty with you. You guys aren't going to the forest this time. I think you guys are just like picking up trash or something, or sorting brooms or something. Lame little odd jobs around campus. But this time you guys have Coach Harding supervising.
Hey, Casey.
Hey, Aspen.
Want to make this a little bit more fun?
What'd you have in mind? You see him instantly get interested.
If I can clean more of the stuff here than you, then you take me to the fall dance. But if you can clean more stuff than I can, then I'll do
Then I
something
take
for you.
to the fall dance.
Yeah.
What's the metric though? Because like, you could clean it super fast, you know what I mean? But then it not be super clean.
It has to be super clean, like spotless. Like Coach Harding has to approve of it.
Okay, and if he doesn't, then that doesn't count towards yours.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So you guys are going to be doing like polishing the class brooms. So for the people that can't afford brooms or whatever, their own.
Like people
then-
who don't have a broom right now for
or yeah,
unrelated
like
reasons.
it gets broken, whatever,
Yeah, or
and have to
trapped
borrow
in
the
spider
brooms.
web.
They're the crappy, stock brooms that people get splinters from and stuff. But
So if you could just polish it like super good.
yeah. So you guys will start your competition. Let's see, what kind of role would it be? Give me a. We'll say flight, brawn, and grit. Do the same for him.
Please let it be a tie.
It's their
Okay.
3 worst stats.
I
So
keep
we,
forgetting he's in Calicut.
so we can have a moment where it's like, I guess we have to take each other.
It's not a D10.
Was Casey even on Aspen's contingency list?
He was.
He was
Okay.
second.
Okay,
He's second.
okay.
Aspen remembered their fierce competition
Got it.
and enjoyed it. While they're rolling, as we were leaving the professor's room, I'm going to be like, oh, you need to get that coin cash so you can pay Tim back for the t-shirt that he bought you. He bought you a T-shirt, Phineas, the one that got all torn up when we were all horribly injured.
Oh, the one that has the hole from when his arm was inside me.
Yeah, that one. We bought it at the museum, except Tim paid for it.
Yeah, you know, I think fundraising to bring joy back into his life is probably makes us even.
I mean, you could just cash in the coin and
I'm
just
not
pay
cashing
him.
in a 500 gold coin for some t-shirt.
Well, you get to keep the other money. You just give him the one.
I like the hangman's coin though.
How are you going to get and we
Besides, also we have to find a collector. Not everyone will take it.
Professor Levi said he was going to do that. Okay, sorry, your
could
rules.
find someone, yeah.
All right, what'd you get, Aspen?
235.
Oh, well, he crushes you.
Just mercilessly.
And just for transparency's sake, I gave him a strength where he gets a +1 anytime a competition's involved. Yeah, so he absolutely crushes you. So at first it looks like you guys do the same amount of brooms, because he didn't roll amazing, but definitely better than a 235. But when he's going through, and maybe it's because Professor Harding is also a little annoyed with you, Aspen, but he doesn't approve of a lot of your brooms and makes you do them again. So at the end, he's just like, did you lose on purpose? You didn't have to throw it, you know.
Oh man, maybe, I don't know, but good game.
Yeah, well played.
So that fall dance.
Yeah.
So we go together.
Yeah. I mean, I'm taking you, so I would say I'm picking you up, but we go to the same school, so
Yeah.
we'll just walk.
Yeah.
And Professor Harding's like, enough flirting, more polishing. Cool. So we'll end with that, except for Kels. Do you go back to your room at all?
I mean, at some point.
We'll say that night when you go back to your room, your broom is on your bed.
My broom. It's my broom?
It is your broom.
The very same. How did it get here?
There's no note, no nothing.
The spiders dropped it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took off all the webbing.
Huh. Well, that's weird. Hey, Xena, you didn't see anything, did you? And the cat's just like, I'm sleeping here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. She just walks over and knocks the broom off your bed. It's in my spot.
Starts using it as a scratching post. All right, cool. We'll end it there.
Awesome.
I'm SJ or SJ_sidekick. This was Kids on Brooms, spin-off of Kids on Bikes. I don't stream, but I'm on here a lot. I believe our next game is it Thursday or Saturday?
Surprise, it's Sunday.
Sunday. Okay, Sunday. Yeah. That's what I meant. Okay. Next game is Sunday, 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. Central.
Yes.
Cool.
And that's for Team Justice Academy.
Yes.
Our next
okay.
Yes. Our next all of the Team Magic Academies this month are just Thursdays.
Yes.
So
Gotcha. That's what I meant. Is our next Kids on Broom is on Thursday.
Yes.
Okay.
That's on Thursday.
Oh yes, but then we do have a Teen Justice Academy on Sunday, yes. Which I am also in, and the top row is in.
Yeah. 2 teen something academies at once, which is fine. It's fine.
Wasn't done on purpose or anything to
Right.
make Zero's life harder.
Definitely
All
not.
right.
Fine. Fine.
Yes.
All right. I'm Misha_less_than 3 on Twitch. Not that I really stream. You can see me here for all the games this month. You can follow me on Twitter or Tumblr at Misha Weha, or you can check out our c+comics.tumblr.com, which is where fan art eventually is posted, or just go in the Discord where there's like, more recent fan art and memes. We love those. I'm hoping that Aspen and Casey make all of their detentions into competitions from now on. It's great. Go ahead, Sin.
Hi, I'm Sin or sinful __ potato on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, most social media sites. I do stream. The next planned stream will be May 22nd at some point in time of that day, probably 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because it's a holiday for me and I don't have to go to work. So streaming is optional. Yeah. And if you want to follow my Instagram, I post daily art for the month of May, which are mermaids, but like reverse mermaids. So they're fish heads with human feet. Pretty cool. I mean, I like them. Yeah. Twy.
Hello, I'm Twi'lek. I have been playing Gustav. This session, you saw me lose a friend that I went into debt over to keep. And next session, you will see me lose all my other friends. No. Phineas.
No, that won't happen.
No, they'll just abandon you in accordance with your fear.
No, it's fine. We haven't abandoned Aspen, even though she's ratted all of us out multiple times. But she rats herself out more, so that's okay. Yeah, I'm 00 Daylight, Michael, whatever. And I've been Phineas, who is I don't know what's up with him. He's had it up to here basically with all the nearly dying stuff. So we'll see what happens next. I'm sure that from here on out it'll be nothing but following rules and getting good grades and going to dances. You know, because that's how junior high or whatever grade we're in it works. Yep, and you'll see me here. So we should go say hi to someone. And I think, I mean, if it's Thursday, we have to go see Batty. If it's Thursday and Batty's up, we should go see Batty. And yeah, cool. Thanks for dropping in the raid call. So grab them. You guys probably all know Batty. I've seen him here. Go annoy him with lots of interruptions and questions about all things penguin related. And try to throw him off his game because that's fun. And cool. I will first make sure that the raid actually is working. Double check. It looks like it's loading up. Cool. So as the raid queue goes, thanks SJ for running. Thanks everyone for playing. Thanks everyone in chat for showing up and sharing your boons and banes and jokes and stuff with us. And then thanks everyone on YouTube later for watching. And yeah, looks like we're good to go. So we will see you again soon. Bye everybody.